All right, here we go, my friends. It is 7:57, and we have another tornado warning that's just now been issued for Cumberland County. So this tornado warning for Cumberland County runs until 9 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, so 8 o'clock Central Daylight Time. Been tracking a storm coming in out of Middle Tennessee. It's been holding strong, and so the National Weather Service, now out of Nashville, has decided to issue a tornado warning on this storm system. A live look above me is from Lake Loudon Dam. And Fort Loudon Dam, I should say, and off in the distance, you can see those clouds building, and that's our storm system that's going to be moving its way on in. So this is another tornado warning that we have now just issued for Cumberland County. This runs until 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. It includes places like Crab Orchard. Fairfield Glade is just on the outskirts of it. Crossville, you are in the tornado warning. Same with you folks in Lake Tansy. A little closer view now. We are talking about, the shear rate, the BTI. You hear me talk about the BTI, the Barron Tornado Index, is now a 7.4 on this storm. And this goes from 0 to 10, extremely high. Could see upwards of ping pong size hail out of this storm system. The wind shear is 69 miles per hour, and the storm is cranking to the east-northeast at 38 miles per hour. And so this is the story. We've been talking about this all day long. We've already had round number 1. Here comes round number 2. We've got three tornado warnings back to the west of this one. That stretches just to the west of McMinnville. And let's see. And there's that other one. So the one that's in place right now, right over Spencer, is working its way through and toward Bethesda, Lonewood, and Mahoneyham. Mooneyham. And that's just to the west of Cumberland County. So that does include places like Van Buren County, but because this is a tornado warning storm, it's been holding together for quite some time. The National Weather Service out of Nashville has now issued it for Cumberland County. So we've got Old Winesap, Hale Mill, Lake Tansy, Fairyland, Crossville, Crab Orchard, Grassy Cove, Big Lick, Burke, Alloway, Dogwood, Daysville, Deerwood, and Rogersville, along with Chestnut Hill, inside that tornado warning that has just now been issued out of Nashville. And this storm is just getting its act together. It is starting to work its way slowly out of Middle Tennessee and now starting to work its way between Middle Tennessee and East Tennessee. And so we do have also a tornado watch that's been issued for the rest of East Tennessee, or most of East Tennessee, until 2 o'clock in the morning. And so we have a long duration severe weather event that's going to be taking shape around the area. And that's why we are going to continue to do live severe weather coverage. Like and share if you don't mind on social media to help pass along the word for community awareness. That really helps things out. If you're on YouTube, you can share that as well. Or if you want to just watch on the big screen from home, remember, I'm on Roku TV, Amazon Fire, and YouTube. You can put it up on the big screen. If you got a good old 75 to 85-inch TV in your house, it's going to present a lot better. So you'll be able to see everything. And again, don't forget, you can track these storms with me by downloading the East Tennessee Weather app and scanning that QR code there in the bottom right-hand side of the screen. Again, the BTI now with the latest skit coming in from the Doppler radar. It's going to be moving its way into Lake Tansy at 8:26. Now, this is a very rural part of East Tennessee along the Cumberland Plateau. It is south of Interstate 40, by the way, south of Interstate 40, and there's really no major towns or no towns between where the storm system is, just right over Sweet Gum and Cane Creek and Mooneyham, between that and Lake Tansy. There's not a lot of activity. There's not a lot of population. There's not even any cities that are showing up on my map itself. So let's go dive into the details on this storm. We'll take a look at the shear out of the storm. Again, this is coming in from the National Weather Service out of Nashville. Now, here's the story. Nashville's radar and Knoxville's radar, Morristown's radar, are so far away from the Cumberland Plateau that the radar shoots way up in the atmosphere, about 5,000 feet up or so. And so it's hard to get an idea of really what's going on in the low-level scan of that radar closer to the surface of the Earth. You can see it doesn't really show much when it comes to storm relative velocity. We can kind of see a little bit of spin, but I do have shear markers. See that little spinning red icon there? That gives us an idea of what's going on. And that is going to show us the areas of severe base velocity and wind shear. So base velocity and wind shear, that's going to be an elevated versus we have got different colors that show up. And you can see how it's all stacked up. So it lets us know how intense that is, the higher it is. the more intense it is. But there is our circulation right now that's just showing up right over the Cane Creek area. Now, this is going to be just off the surface. So this is not surface rotation because, again, the radars are so far. But it's got a current BTI of a 5.0, was a 7.2 just a moment ago. And so definitely something that we are going to be tracking here for the rest of the evening. Let's see. National Weather Service out of Morristown is saying we're watching that tornado warned storm in Van Buren County and Cumberland County closely, and we think it should miss the northwestern tip of Bledsoe County. So that's good if you're joining us from Bledsoe County. But again, if you're joining us from Cumberland County, probably a good idea now to get into or start packing things up. So let me give you some destinations, okay? So the storm, again, is tracking to the east-northeast at 38 miles per hour. And so we'll be able to highlight this and give you a little bit more idea, a little better idea anyways, of the storms, or excuse me, of the locations that it is going to be tracking to. And let's get this on here for a second. And so as we dive into the details on this, there's the rotation. We'll go Crossville in about 33 minutes, Lake Tansy about 31 minutes or so, about 28 minutes actually, Lake Tansy. Crab Orchard, it'll be in your area within 35 to 45 minutes, and Fairfield Glade about 40 to 45 minutes or so. Alloway about 35 to 40 minutes. So you have about 30 minutes or so to gather some things around your house. So we're talking flashlights and batteries, and make sure your cell phones and laptops and tablets are all charged up. Find an interior place in your house. If you don't have an interior closet or bathroom in a safe structure, you've got about 20 to 30 minutes to maybe drive to the nearest Walmart or grocery store or some sturdy building that's going to be better than the house that you may be in. And I'm talking to folks from Lake Tansy, Crossville, Crab Orchard, Alloway, and Fairfield Glade. Those places all need to be in your safe zone, your safe space right now, or at least start heading there real soon. Again, blankets and helmets and pillows. And of course, take your tablets and your cell phones, and I'll be broadcasting to keep you posted on how this all plays out as it works its way on the plateau and then gets switched over from the National Weather Service from Nashville into the National Weather Service in the Morristown area. All right, we just got a new update here. And again, hard to tell exactly what's going on, but there's your rotation with the storm. It is right in this area. So over Cane Creek, Lonewood, and Mooneyham is where the current rotation is. It's just getting closer to the Cumberland County line anyway, so it's literally about 5 minutes away from the Cumberland County line, at which point it moves its way on in, and now we start to track it towards Lake Tansy, and we've got Seminole subdivision, so we now got subdivisions here. Let's see if we can't get that back on there. So anybody joining us from Dunbar Road, let me take off that skip here for you. All right, Dunbar Road. So we got Kiowa Subdivision, Nicholson Heights, Lantana, Hale Mill. Let's come back out a little bit. We've got Newton, Lake Park, Midway, Old Winesap, New Era, and here's some all the streets here, okay? And so anybody joining us from Lantana Road or Webb Loop, how about let's go Timothy Drive. We got Brewer Road. So any of these Dunbar Roads, the major north-south from Lake Tansy all the way down towards Big Lick, that goes through Lake Tansy and the Comanche Subdivision and Lantana Estates up towards Fairland, Foxfire, and Sherwood Farm. So these are communities, these are neighborhoods that are in the path or at least inside a tornado-warned storm that you have about 20 to 30 minutes now to get your stuff together and try to find the most safe place you could possibly be. A lot of you are asking about your communities, Knox County, Harriman, Anderson, Morgan County. Listen, everybody's under a risk for severe storms. This is our only one that we're dealing with right now. You can see no other warnings around East Tennessee at this point of the game. The radar loop at the top center of your screen is from the Nashville radar. And I'm looping that so you can get an idea of the progression of these storms as they come out of Nashville and Murfreesboro right there on the far left side of that top radar screen. And you've got Knoxville on the far right-hand side. So again, I'll be interested to see how this all plays out because these are not lining up as they were anticipated to line up as a straight line, a line of severe thunderstorms. And so we'll see how this all comes together as we progress through time together. Again, if you're joining us from Knox County, Anderson County, or anybody east of Interstate 75, listen, it's 8 o'clock. If you haven't got dinner yet, you're more than welcome to go grab some dinner. Everything's fine so far. If you're joining us from the Cumberland Plateau, probably not a good idea to do so right now. When we go back to the radar, let's go back to the radar and again, let's see. We've got in this vantage point right now over the last 5 minutes, I believe it is. Let's see. Over the last, that's 59 minutes. Let's take it back down to 5 minutes. Over the last 5 minutes, we've had 267 lightning strikes over the last 5 minutes in this area. Again, central and southern Cumberland County are currently under a tornado warning. Let's see. Let me show you what the latest tornado watch is. We'll come back to that storm here in a second. Here is the latest tornado watch. This runs now until 2 o'clock in the morning. So this runs until 2 o'clock in the morning for much of East Tennessee. For the Cumberland Plateau, Cumberland County, it runs until 11 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. But for the rest of East Tennessee, that runs until 2 a.m. And so I've been fielding a lot of questions on social media. A lot of folks are like, okay, wait, I thought this was supposed to be done around midnight tonight, and likely the case. But listen, the Storm Prediction Center, the National Weather Service, they want to warn everybody accordingly, and they're going to warn way ahead of at which point the storms will probably die down. So just know that we do have a tornado watch that runs until 2 o'clock in the morning. But Fentress, Cumberland, Bledsoe, Sequatchie, Marion County, all in effect until, well, those are in effect till 2 o'clock in the morning. Let's see. Cumberland County is in effect until 8 o'clock Central Daylight Time. No, that would be the tornado warning. I'm sorry, tornado warning. The tornado watch is until 10 o'clock Central Daylight Time. Same with you folks in Fentress County. Then you come over to Scott County and Morgan County, and everybody east of the Cumberland Plateau is now currently under a tornado watch until 2 o'clock in the morning. So again, we are going to continue to monitor this storm coming in out of Middle Tennessee, where we do have a current tornado warning that runs until 9 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, 8 o'clock Central Time, including Crossville, Crab Orchard, and we do have some communities in there that need to be taking shelter as we speak, because this is showing signs of rotation. Let me go back to the velocity product, and again, there's your spin in the atmosphere, right where this shear marker is, over Mooneyham and Lonewood. Let's see, Herbert Domain, Newton, Lake Park, Thomas Springs, Hale Mill. If I've called out your name, you need to be heading to your shelters right now as we speak. And I am going to do a couple things. We've got a storm watcher, a storm spotter that is going to be joining us as the evening progresses. And we possibly could get the Anderson County emergency managers on the phone at some point of the time through the evening hours to see how they are planning and preparing for the incoming event. So listen, if you're joining me there, either Bryce or Josh, and you want to join in, just go ahead and click that link whenever you want to join in, and I'll be notified here in the East Tennessee Weather Center. And let me just let them know. All right. So we'll see how this all progresses over time. Now, the good thing is we've only got across the state of Tennessee. We literally only have right now. We've got a flash flood warning in effect for the Nashville metro area. So again, this is going to produce incredible amounts of rainfall. We have 1, 2, 3 tornado warnings. McMinnville stretching all the way back just northeast of Shelbyville. where we have a tornado warning there. Those are the supercell thunderstorms we were talking about that are going to just kind of hold together. There's nothing else around them. Now, again, if this starts to line out, it turns into much more of a damaging wind event. And we already have power outages around East Tennessee. So some of you are without power already this evening, thanks to the storms that we've already had come on through. We've already had some wind damage showing up into parts of Morgan County, parts of Anderson County as well. And these little individual cells that I'm going to highlight here, we've got one right there. We've got another one over Sparta moving its way into Cumberland County. Those are all individual supercell thunderstorms that are capable of producing tornadoes, large hail, and damaging wind. And so those are the storms that we need to watch closely as they continue to progress their way out of Middle Tennessee. So again, if you're joining us from central southern Cumberland County, you can see that tornado warning right there in the center of your screen. Crossville, Crab Orchard, Fairfield Glade, you're not technically on it inside that tornado warned storm, but definitely going to be watching that. And the National Weather Service out of Nashville is going to be tracking that. Let's see. We've also had... Where was this at? Here's some of the wind damage that we had earlier today. You can see how the trees have been just snapped. Again, we've got a lot more surface area on the trees because we have all the leaves on them. And so we will... that's going to be the scenario, I think. That could be, I should say, the scenario as we progress through the evening hours as all these storms start to line up and the potential for damaging wind gusts. Let's see, for all the ham operators, they're having a Skywarn net on the 146.940, 940 on 2-meter check, and the check-ins are welcome, by the way. So, again, we've got the emergency managers on standby. We've got the ham radio operators on standby, and everybody's ready for these storms to come on in so we can keep our community on the safe side. You got it, my friend. It is going to be a long night, but I'm here for you. Are you staying live until the storm passes Knox County tonight? I will stay live as long as there are severe thunderstorm warnings and or tornado warnings, because most of the severe thunderstorm warnings that we have for the rest of the night tonight will likely have tornado tags on them, meaning they have the potential for producing a tornado, but not necessarily the extent of the rotation. And so the National Weather Service, of course, will continue to keep us up to date on that. Somebody asked the question earlier tonight, is the National Weather Service the only ones that issue the watches and warnings? And I said, yes. I will never issue any sort of watch or warning whatsoever. We do have a group of which are weather watchers that are going to keep me posted on things that are going on in their communities. They live all over East Tennessee. And, of course, I'm always checking in on the chat to make sure everything's working smoothly there. But definitely it's going to be an active video. An active video. I just read a chat. It's definitely going to be an active night around our communities. This is what we just had one Friday night and a Saturday morning. Here we go again. And the long range forecast, we have another set of storms that are set to arrive Sunday into Memorial Day Monday. I'm not quite sure the potential of severity on that so far, but definitely one that we're going to be keeping a close eye on because it is very active this May so far. But yes, I will stay live, Audrey, until I find it necessary that it's calmed down. I've already gone live 3 times today, thanks to severe weather that's already ramped up around the area, and that's really going to be the story. All right, any idea when this will pass? I'm in southern Cumberland County. Okay, Charlie. Let's see. So hopefully you're heading to your safe shelter right now. I'm freaking out right now. Is there something spotted, or is this one of those tag-along warnings? No, this is a severe thunderstorm this is a tornado-warned storm right now, working its way. The rotation is just showing up just to the south of Bethesda and Lonewood. We've got a big old hail core showing up over Clifty and Hale Mill, so I'm not quite sure where you're joining me from. I'm guessing it's Charlie, so I apologize if I say your name's wrong. Please forgive me on that one, but not quite sure. You said southern Cumberland County, and you are currently in that tornado-warned storm. So places like Crossville. Let's get these back up. So here's the latest information on that. Lake Tansy at 8:44 Eastern. Everything I post, by the way, is going to be in Eastern time zone. So that would be 7:44 Central time zone for For Van Buren, we've got that tornado warning, and that does stretch all the way over into Cumberland County. A new skit right there. So we've got a BTI, Barren Tornado Index of a 4.8, hail size upwards of 2 inches in diameter. The wind shear on this is 69 miles per hour. So we've got incredible wind shear, winds changing speed and direction with height. And the severe, it is a severe warning storm, obviously tracking to the east-northeast at 33 miles per hour. We can check in on that hail core. And let's get that back over here. We can check in on that hail core to give you an idea of how high that hail core is going. So we'll 3D this storm out, and you can see that hail core right there showing up with that storm. It is running about, that hail core is pushing 30,000 feet. So 30,000 feet in the air. We've got a lot of hail that's showing up. Again, right around Bethesda, just north of Herbert Domain, moving its way through Lake Park and the Newton area. And so that's the hail that potentially could produce upwards of golf ball size or even hen egg size hail. Remember that hail sizes are dependent on how strong that updraft is, how long can those hailstones be suspended in the atmosphere. The longer they are suspended in the atmosphere, the longer they will hang on, or the larger they will grow. And let's switch over here. Let's switch back to the radar product. So big old hail core, classic supercell structure with this storm, by the way. Classic supercell. I've got that kidney bean shape, which we typically get with a supercell thunderstorm. You got your heavy rain and your hail from Lost Creek to Clifty, Highlands Estates, Pleasant Hill, Fairfield, Fairyland, Lake Tansy, Hale Mill, and Bethesda. But you've got your rotation showing up that storm just to the south and west of Bethesda, right there south of Cummingsville, over to the east of Spencer, and right there to the north of Mooneyham, where we do get that inflow notch that's coming in. You get the warm, moist air coming into that storm, and the upper level winds are blowing that storm off to the east and northeast, and that's where the hail core is going to continue to reside and move its way north and northeast. So Cumberland County, Crossville, heads up, big old hail core heading your way. Same with you folks in Lake Tansy. And again, some of the cities and communities that might be involved with, let's see, let's get this back on here. Let's take a look at the velocity on this. So there's your rotation. So anybody joining us from Newton, Lake Park, Winesap, Hale Mill, Lake Tansy, you need to be at Thomas Springs, Hale Mill, Nicholson Heights, so Old Winesap, Midway. A little closer view. We got some other neighborhoods going on in here. Anybody joining us from Lantana Road or even Webb Loop or Brewer Road, Christian Road, you need to be in your shelter right now. We gave you plenty of time and plenty of notice to grab the things that you need to grab. And now it's time to take shelter because we do have rotation showing up there within that storm. Of course, National Weather Service out of Morristown and Nashville are watching this. Let me see what the national office is saying. We got a lot of flooding that's ongoing into Middle Tennessee. All right. All right, so while we keep an eye on that, if you're joining us from central or southern Cumberland County in East Tennessee, central or southern Cumberland County, from Crossville to Crab Orchard along Interstate 40, that's also Highway 70, from Big Lick to Crossville, that would be, what road is that? That's Highway 127, so Highway 127. Anybody that joining us from Highway 127 from Melvine through Big Lick, Laneri, Highland View, Brookhaven, and Crossville, you need to be in your safe shelters right now. And anybody east of that along Interstate 40, you need to be in your safe shelters as well. Mike, do you think it is far? Do you think it is as far as Rockwood? Not quite sure what you're saying there, Billy, but I would imagine that you're asking about Rockwood. Rockwood, Again, Rockwood's just outside of the tornado warning. We are seeing a little bit more signs of rotation with this system, and as it comes its way a little bit closer, let me see what the Morristown radar is showing. Morristown radar, again, shooting aloft in the atmosphere, so there's your broad rotation right here. Green towards, red away. So green towards and red away. Think of red as always going away from the radar, like tail lights of a car. Green light is like green means go. It's going towards the radar. And so that's your broad rotation just outside of Lake Tansy. So again, anybody in Cumberland County, you need to be taking shelter right now. If you're north of Crossville, Fairfield, Glade, Pleasant Hill, you're doing just fine so far. Anybody south into downtown Crossville proper anyways, you need to be heading into your safe shelters right now. So you can see my in-house model is showing that that spin in the atmosphere, the green that you see on the map, along with that little circular red dot, that's a shear marker. So that's right over Lake Park, Newton, Herbert Domain, Winesap, and Bellevue. That's letting us know that we are seeing signs of rotation from that storm. That's what that is. It gives us good notification that, hey, heads up, there's a storm that's rotating, and you can see the greens and the reds. The greens towards the radar, and red is away from the radar. And so we are currently on the Nashville's radar. So it's going to be opposite of the Morristown radar because it's going away from the Nashville radar and toward the Morristown radar. I'm in Hardin Valley, and does the fact that the storms aren't lining up mean it is weaker? Not necessarily, actually, because these storms are now individual storms. I still think it's going to line up. Let me show you a little bigger picture of what's going on to give you a little bit better idea. You can see how these storms are coming in out of Nashville. I will loop this over the last hour. So those individual cells way ahead of the main line that's stretching from Interstate 40 north towards Somerset, Kentucky, unfortunately. Although no severe weather up in Kentucky so far, which is great news, but heavy rain, unfortunately, for those folks. But you can see how they're starting to line up. So we have individual supercells that are out ahead of the main line. Those are the ones that are much more of a concern when it comes to damaging winds and tornadoes. They don't have any other storms they can take all the energy around it, right? They're by themselves. So they don't have to share the energy in the atmosphere with any of their storm cells. And so they become a lot stronger. Now, as we go a little bit further to the south, Huntsville, Alabama has been just hammered with some incredibly strong storms. Let me go over to the Huntsville radar here for a second. So we've got a confirmed tornado right now, a confirmed tornado warning for Jackson, Alabama. That stretches back to Madison, Alabama as well. So if you know anybody from northern Alabama, heads up. We've got confirmed tornadoes right now and supercell thunderstorms with numerous tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings. This is going to track its way to the east. So places like South Pittsburgh, Jasper, Chattanooga, Red Bank, Roswell, Ringgold, Georgia, Autopilot. I know he joins me on the morning broadcast all the time from Ringgold, Georgia, watches the broadcast every day. So heads up, Otto, if you are on this platform here this evening, you've got some strong cells that are moving your way. Now, this is moving east but northeast. So I think that Chattanooga, Jasper, Saudi Daisy, Cleveland, Bakewell, all needs to stay weather alert. We also have severe thunderstorm warnings again right over the Dunlap area, Center Point, Cartwright, New Hope. And this storm is tracking to the northeast at 33 miles per hour. Could see hail upwards of also ping pong size. It's got a BTI now of a 2.7, so we're going to watch that one closely. It's going to be at Center Point at 8:33. Dunlap at 8:36, Palo at 8:50, and Lusk at 8:54. Again, all these storms that are by themselves continue to show signs of some hooking. That's this back edge right here. You get the warm flow coming in, and it moves the storm on the backside. This is where your rotation would be right there in the center of the screen. So let me take a look at the velocity on that, and we'll clean this up a little bit and get rid of some of this stuff. Okay, so we don't have a lot of rotation with that storm so far. The National Weather Service with this storm itself has says severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Ray County, southwestern Meigs County, Sequatchie County, Bledsoe, and western Bledsoe and northeastern Hamilton County. They do not have a tornado tag on this, so that's good news, but the hazards of 60 miles per hour and the possibility of $50 size hail. We're talking about communities like Cartwright, Flat Top Mountain, Graysville, Big Spring, Dayton, Sale Creek, Dunlap, Palo, Brayton, and Birchwood. These are all areas that were already hit by a severe thunderstorm earlier that did have a tornado tag on it, and we were watching that one closely. So definitely something to keep in mind as we progress through time. Let's go back up to Cumberland County because we still have rotation showing up on that storm right now in Cumberland County. Let me switch the radars. There is that storm right there. It's showing base rotation. So again, if you're joining us from Cumberland County, we now have a tornado warning. For Cumberland County, that runs until 9 o'clock here tonight. We've got a BTI on that little skit that's showing the rotation. Lake Tansy here at 8:42 Eastern Daylight Time. So heads up, Lake Tansy. Anybody joining us from this part of town? Hilltop Acres, you're just going to be to the south of this. We've got Brewer Road, Timothy Drive, Webb Loop, Dunbar Road. It says, what is that? Will Wyatt Road, Davis Road, Blaylock Road, any of those roads right there. Christian Road is right over. Okay, here's the latest radar update right now. Now it moves its way into Crab Orchard at 8:54. Lake Tansy now at 8:37. Also shows a BTI of 4.7. Let's see what the BTI is on this one. That one's a 4.7, and that one's a 4.7 as well. So this is where the rotation is, right there, right over Brewer Road and Timothy Drive. Just north of Hilltop Acres. That's where the rotation is showing up with this storm. So anybody joining us from South Cumberland County, you need to take shelter right now. Great question, Lee. What's the difference between a watch and a warning for people that may not know? Hopefully you do know this information, but if you don't know the information, I will tell you. So, of course, we also want to, let's see here. I think I have it in here. There we go. Watch versus a warning. All right, so watch. You got several hours, right? So we've had the watch issued for East Tennessee a long time ago that runs until 2 o'clock in the morning. It runs several hours. It's portions of a state, a community. It has been portions of our state. It's hours of notification, and that's time to make a plan. Make sure that you have everything ready to go. Flashlights and batteries and cell phones charged and laptops charged and blankets and pillows. Bottled water is always a good thing to take with you as well. But a warning, listen, you've got anywhere from 8 to 15 minutes with a tornado warning, anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour sometimes in other warnings, depending on what kind of a warning it is. The advance notice is minutes. Okay. So hours, you have hours to prepare for a watch. You only have minutes to prepare for a warning, and you need to take action immediately. So what are those safe places that you can go to? All right, let's go to mobile homes and manufactured homes, unsafe places, large rooms, large open rooms, gymnasiums in schools, terrible place. Hallways of the schools, best place. Gymnasiums, not such a good place. Vehicles underneath overpasses. Did you know that's the worst place that you can be during a tornado warned storm or during a tornado at all is under an overpass? Why? Well, because the wind actually, it's basically Bernoulli's principle, which is an aviation thing anyways. So the wind will go faster underneath that overpass because you have to push the air into a smaller location so it speeds up. So find another option. A little bit of a better safe would be interior room or well-constructed home of a building, closets, bathrooms. But of course, your most safe place is going to be the basement. And you need to stay in shelter until so. So how do you receive weather information, right? NOAA Weather Radio obviously is the voice of the National Weather Service when you're not paying attention. Of course, the East Tennessee Weather app is going to give you all watches and warnings from the National Weather Service. Have multiple ways. Put me up on the big screen, Roku TV, Amazon Fire, and YouTube while you're watching so you can get a better view and visual of the maps itself. And definitely make sure that you take care. And what do you take with you? Like I've mentioned before, you've got to take a lot of things, right? Air horns, cell phones, water. There's numerous things that you can take with you. So definitely something to think about as we continue to progress through time. All right, so let's go ahead and get that off the screen. There we go. There's our tornado warned storm right now. The National Weather Service has not done anything with that yet, but we are still watching as it moves its way between Lake Tansy, Big Lick, and Burke. And that's going to cross right over Highway 127. So Highway 127 runs right through Big Lick, Laneri, Highland View, Brookhaven into downtown Crossville. But Lee, great thing to pass along. I appreciate you. Rockwood needs to be paying attention for sure. Rockwood, you are just to the south and east of that tornado warning so far. And when you look at it over time, it is tracking to the northeast. But some of the latest radar scans are showing definitely a higher probability. All right, the National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning now for Bledsoe and Ray County. So let's go back down to that. Bledsoe and Ray County, new tornado warning with this storm system. So this is the storm that has a new tornado warning, has a BTI of a 4.7 now. Hail size could be 1.5 inch diameter. It is tracking to the east at 33 miles per hour. It's going to be at Center Point at 8:35 and Bakewell at 9 o'clock. You also have places along Highway 27 that could be included in this. Graysville, Coulterville, Sale Creek, Bakewell, places like Dayton, Cumberland Spring, Brayton, Hendon, all in the severe thunderstorm warned storm. And so we do have rotation aloft showing up in this storm right now. Again, we do have Sequatchie County and Bledsoe County, as well as Hamilton County, under a severe thunderstorm warning. The computer hasn't updated the tornado warning as of right now, but now we have another tornado warning that has been added for Ray County, northern Bledsoe County, Ray and Bledsoe County. So what we're going to be watching is some rotation back to our west here. So let's go back to the radar. So again, we are looking at the tail end of that storm system. And so they've actually issued that tornado warning south of Lake Tansy. It does include Melvin, 9 Mile, Saratoga Springs, Bellevue, Winesap, Hilltop Acres, Luminary, Boham, Balta, Grandview, Edgewood Hills, Spring City in Ray County, and also Crimmer Hill. That runs until 9:15 tonight. So we're watching the backside of this storm that is showing signs of rotation. So we've got two little areas of rotation now. One showing up over Lake Tansy, Big Lick along Highway 127, and one just a little bit further to the west that's getting ready to work its way. It's right over Lonewood, getting ready to work its way over Newton and Lake Park. These storms are producing large hail, upwards of ping pong size to even golf ball size hail possible with these storms. I don't see any debris showing up with that. That's not going to show anything right there. And you can see how these storms are all showing all this red and green that you see on the map. That's all wind shear. All these storms are rotating supercell thunderstorms. So there's that rotation right now. Getting ready to cross over Highway 127 from Big Lick to Laneri. Communities in there. So we got Highway 127. You got Dunbar Road. You've got Hinch Mountain Road. Let's see, what is that? Lidge Road. Siri's talking to me now. Ray Road, Brown Road. If anybody's joining us from these roads, how about this one? We got Pine Ridge Circle, Vandever Road. That's right over Big Lick. So the National Weather Service says on that one, let's see, it's in effect until 9:15 here tonight. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 8 miles east of Spencer, moving east at 30 miles per hour. So they're talking about this right here. We got this rotation right here. So 2 areas of rotation that moving its way into Cumberland County, also Ray and Meigs County, Bledsoe County. So there's Cumberland County from Newton to Lake Park and Hale Mill, Big Lick to Burke. Also in Cumberland County, you come a little bit further to the south in Bellevue. That's Bledsoe County. Melvin is also Bledsoe County, along with 9 Mile. Luminary is Bledsoe County. And then when you jump over to Ray County, from Boham to Balta to Grandview and Spring City, all in Ray County. Still have a severe thunderstorm warning for Dunlap and Bakewell. That does include Dayton and also Highway 27 and 127. But more so, it's going to be moving its way towards Graysville, Dayton, Evansville, Decatur, and Wolf Creek. There you go, Lance. There you go, buddy. Nailed it, my friend. Not quite sure how this is all going to play out, Noah, but we'll definitely keep you posted on that. She says, will Rockwood get hit by this particular tornado warning, or could it rather stay to the north? We'll just have to see how this plays out. I mean, these storms are also going to produce intense amount of rain. Rainfall rates with this system are pushing upwards of 7 inches per hour. Those are gully washers. That is definitely going to create a mess and the potential for some localized flooding and flash flooding concerns as well. All right, if anybody wants to track these storms with us, you're more than welcome to do so. If you have the East Tennessee Weather app, now many of you may be joining on the East Tennessee Weather app at this point of the game. If not, you should download the East Tennessee Weather app right now. I can guide you through on how to track these storms with me, because I think that's important for you to understand, and how you're going to track them and how you understand it is super important. That was coming in from Ben Mooney. He's also a Witcher Weather Watcher, a storm spotter for East Tennessee Weather, but also has his, let's see if we have any pictures here real quick. Also has his certificate from the National Weather Service, and that's how you become a Witcher Weather Watcher. All right, so here's some information. This is from Richard Humphreys. Snap Ferry Road, Greenville, Tennessee, round number 1. This is what we've been dealing with. Look at that. Power lines down, power poles down. What a mess this is turning out to be. And this is what we've been talking about. Power outages are going to happen, damaging wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles per hour. And that, my friends, is a mess. That's in Greene County. I appreciate that, Richard, for sending that in. Let's see what else we have. Just some pictures of the supercell. If you have photos that you want to share with me, you can pass those along by uploading them through the Witcher's Pictures link using the East Tennessee Weather app. Love that Jorge's watching us in his office building. That's exactly what you can do. You can put me up on Roku TV, Amazon Fire, and you can watch on the big screen like Jorge's doing right there. So that's going to be a really big benefit to you, because it really will help to pop those names a little bit more. It's hard to see things when they're so small on a cell phone. Jorge, you are the man. I appreciate you. Let's see, any other photos? So again, before I guide you through the East Tennessee Weather app, let's jump back over here. Let's check in on the radar. All right, so we need to really be taking cover right now. If you're joining us, let me check the Morristown radar. Okay. All right, so Grassy Cove. Anybody along? What road is this? This is going to be... Come on, road, pop up. All right, anybody joining us from Grassy Cove, Meridian, Renegade, Crab Orchard, Ozone, Daysville, Westall, and Alloway? Take cover now. We do have a tornado warning storm in your area. It's got a BTI, a Barron Tornado Index of 4.5. It is tracking to the east-northeast at 33 miles per hour. Could see upwards of ping-pong size hail with that. It's going to be in Crab Orchard at 8:54 Eastern Daylight Time, so 7:54 for you folks in Central Time Zone, and 9:06 in Glen Alice. This is moving its way right over Lidge Road. We've got Hinch Mountain Road. Hinch Mountain Road is right underneath it right now. Of course, the radar updates every 2 to 5 minutes. So this will continue to work its way towards, let's see, just to the north of Alloway. Crab Orchard, you need to be in your safe shelter right now. Again, a sturdy building, most walls around you. Stay away from the exterior walls. Make sure that you bring blankets and pillows and helmets and water and flashlights. Make sure your cell phones and laptops are charged and ready to go. So we've had nickel-sized hail being reported by ham operator just south of Dunlap. The National Weather Service is saying the severe thunderstorm warning in Sequatchie and Bledsoe County could have a tornado if it continues to strengthen. Nothing jumping out yet, but radar is indicating some severe hail and how tall it is. We're watching this one very closely. So that's the one they're watching. Everybody else in East Tennessee is doing just fine, by the way. When you look at the radar over East Tennessee, these storms are just now entering the Cumberland Plateau. It's 8:43, so pretty spot on the timing. And don't forget, you can always watch from the East Tennessee weather app. Download that, scan that QR code right there in the bottom right-hand side of the screen. We are watching this storm closely. So if you open up the East Tennessee weather app, this is what you'll see. What you want to do is scroll down to the interactive radar. Of course, you want to allow notifications and location services. Make sure you do that. Open up the app itself, and this is what you'll get. And you get past, current, and future radar of 2 hours. So there's the storm system that we're talking about with the tornado warnings. You can see the tornado watch and the tornado warning. When you zoom in, there's these little orange lines called skits. Okay? What you can do is you can click on that skit and you can track it yourself. So that says it's due to high wind, but of course it is a tornado warned storm. If you click on the info button, it'll give you a BTI of a 4.5. We're talking about max DBZs at 57. And then it will give you locations, and you can filter out those locations to the most to the biggest populations like Crab Orchard or Rockwood, all the way down to even smaller areas, as well as neighborhoods like Nicholson Heights, Kiowa Subdivision, Oneida Subdivision. So this is the storm. This is what the East Tennessee Weather app can do for you, so you can stay safe. And again, it gives you past, current, and future radar of 2 hours. So when you look at the storm system, you push play. There's your past 2 hours on the radar, stops at the current hour, and there's your future cast of 2 hours. So if you're joining us from parts of East Tennessee and you're watching right now, and maybe you're on Facebook, you can open up the interactive radar, push play on that, and get an idea. Is the storm going to be here in 30 minutes? Is it going to be in my area in an hour? Or is it going to be here about 2 hours or longer? And really, the general idea is it's probably going to be pushing its way into downtown Knoxville and along the I-75 corridor here within the next 2 hours. So that puts us at about 10:46. So it's a wealth of weather information. A quick tip and trick, by the way, just push that orange TN and the white lightning bolt to take you back to the homepage. Make sure you allow notifications, and you can always allow and add different locations around the country, around East Tennessee, to always stay on top of the weather forecast in that area. Say you have a beach house, you can always stay on top of the weather forecast at that beach house with the East Tennessee weather app. All right, here we go. Back to the radar we go. So we do have a tornado warning now that has been extended. Tornado warning has been extended now until 9:45. This now includes Grove, Pine Orchard, Harriman, and Kingston. So you all were asking about Kingston. Well, here you go. Here's your answer. So now we have a new tornado warning that has just now been issued by the National Weather Service. And I'm trying to get the latest on that, but this tornado warning will populate here in just a second. Okay, so that runs for Morgan County, Roane County, as well as Ray County. So a tornado warning for Morgan, Roane, and Ray County until 9:45. So if you're joining us from Pine Orchard, Rockwood, Hillcrest, Glen Alice, Eagle Point, Fairview, Anglers Cove, Circle M, Cedar Grove, Kingston, Century Acres, Crease, Blair, you're all in a tornado warned area and you need to be heading to your safe shelter immediately. Oliver Springs, you are next in line. If this holds together, we've got Petros, Oak Ridge, Oliver Springs, and Woodlawn all next in line, along with places like Oral. So keep that in mind. Oak Ridge, Oliver Springs, and Woodlawn, Hardin Valley, Farragut. Heads up, we've got a tornado warned storm just to your west. This one currently has a BTI of 4.5. It will be in Glen Alice at 8:02 Central Time, Rockwood at 9:06 Eastern Time, Pine Orchard 9:12 Eastern Time. Please like and share anything that you're seeing on social media right now. If more you share this live video, the better it is for everybody else for community awareness. It really helps to populate the algorithm with social media and allows more of our friends and family members and community members to understand exactly what's going on. It's going to be a while for the Carnes area, but not too long. I mean, the storm is moving to the east at 40 miles per hour. So if you were to track it at 40 miles per hour, say, let's just take the rotation itself. So if you track it 40 miles an hour, let's go Carnes, it would be in your area within an hour. Oak Ridge, it's going to be within about 45 minutes. Oliver Springs, about 45 minutes. Clinton, if this holds together, about an hour. Same with you folks in Claxton, Carnes, West Hills, and Rocky Hill. About an hour. Farragut, you're looking at about an hour. Woodlawn, about 44 minutes or so. And let's just go Petros at about 35 to 40 minutes or so. So again, within the next hour, if this holds together, this will be moving into those communities I just talked about. So we still have confirmed tornado warnings down into northern Alabama. These are getting ever so close to Chattanooga. Of course, I do cover all of East Tennessee, so let's dive into the details on that for just a moment of time. So heads up Chattanooga, Signal Mountain, Saudi Daisy. Of course, another storm over Dayton, Dunlap, and Bakewell. This is a severe thunderstorm warning that runs until 9:15 for Meigs County, Ray, Bledsoe, and Sequatchie County, as well as Hamilton County. So a severe thunderstorm warning right now. All of these warnings, by the way, all of these warnings have the possibility of rotating supercell thunderstorms because it's not a main line at all, and they can hold themselves together. So that storm system has a BTI, by the way, of a 4.7. That's a Barron Tornado Index. It's at a 0 out of 10, and that's going to be your best index of understanding what's going on, how it's all playing out. We have some rotation now showing up right there just south of Crab Orchard. That's where we continue to have the rotation. So again, anybody joining us, let's go widen the view a little bit. Crab Orchard, Rockwood, Harriman, Kingston, Glen Alice, Blair, Coalfield, and Grove all need to take shelter as a tornado warned storm right now is heading your way. See, National Weather Service is saying it still looks like this storm is on track to have the rotation cross Interstate 40 right near the Cumberland-Roane County line. These storms near I-40 are training behind each other, and there likely could be some flash flooding concerns for a few hours because they are dumping a lot of rain. So here we go. Interstate 40. Let me clean this up a little bit for you. Interstate 40 right there in the center of your screen, in the orange color. And this rotation is going to be moving its way over Dogwood, Westall, Daysville, Ozone, Rockwood, Hillcrest, and Glen Alice. Here's your rotation right there in the center of your screen. Green is towards the Morristown radar. Red is away from the Morristown radar. Granger County could see strong storms, but it's going to be a while. Hopefully, Emma, you heard what I said. It's going to be working its way towards Carnes within the hour. You're very welcome, Lisa. Lightning now starting to show up in Clinton. Let me turn on the lightning data. Got 171 lightning strikes right now in this viewpoint over the last 5 minutes. I'm hoping so, Maine Young. I hope it will weaken before it hits Morristown, and it likely should weaken before it hits Morristown, but I do think that this is going to transition to a very heavy rain event and a strong wind event once we get rid of some of these supercell thunderstorms that are kind of working on their own right now. Because back to our west, now Fentress County and also northern Cumberland County under a severe thunderstorm warning that does run until 9:30 tonight. So now we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Fentress County and northern Cumberland County. So Scott County and Morgan County, you would be next in line, as a very powerful line of severe storms have just moved their way out of Livingston and Cookeville, right along Interstate 40, working its way towards Highway 127. So Jamestown, Allert, Grimsley, Clark Range, and Rennie. You come down the line to Woody, and then, of course, Crossville. Crossville, you've been fared by the storm just to your south, Lake Tansy, Crab Orchard. Now we've got a big old hail core starting to show up with this storm over Crab Orchard. So we could see upwards of 70-mile-per-hour winds or greater out of the storm. So that's something to keep in mind. We could see hail upwards of an inch or greater in diameter. Rainfall rates, that's the other side of the story. Rainfall rates are pushing about 5 to 7 inches per hour. These are intense downpours with intense rain. And that is, obviously, you don't want to be driving in this stuff right now because it's just going to create a mess. I'm going to keep that a little bit wider to our north. So that radar loop that you see at the top left-hand side of the screen, that's showing from Nashville to Knoxville with Crossville right in the middle. And Chattanooga at the bottom, Livingston and Middlesboro at the top. So this is the heavy rain event. This is the wind event. These storms are starting to merge together, which is a good thing when it comes to tornado potential out of these storms. All right, we've got a Witcher Weather Watcher ringing in here. We got Chris. Let's go ahead and bring Chris here. Hold on one second, buddy. All right, so we've got Chris. He's a Witcher Weather Watcher joining us now live on East Tennessee Weather. Chris, take it away, buddy. Hold on one second. All right, can you hear me? There we go. Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. Take it away. Tell us what you're doing. Where are you going?
Well, Mike, we are just hopping on 162, heading back to our favorite place towards Oak Ridge and Clinton. We are tracking that supercell storm you've been talking about. Looks like we're looking at Clinton, North Knoxville area. So we're heading there now. Just checking in so you knew where we were going and what we were up to.
So Chris is a Witcher Weather Watcher, by the way. He's a storm spotter with the National Weather Service. He's taken the Skywarn Storm Spotter program. He's mounted a camera in his car, and he's going to be doing some storm chasing for us so we can get a better view of what's going on in our community. Again, he was chasing earlier today, and he also chased during our storm system Friday night into early Saturday through the wee hours of the night. Much appreciated, my friend. Much appreciated. Again, travel safely. So tell us again exactly what road are you on, which way are you heading, and where are you headed to?
We are on Pellissippi Parkway, 162 North. I guess heading towards, I think we're going to head in West Emory Road, Edgemore, and kind of meander our way up towards Clinton. And that general vicinity, that kind of looks like a target zone for this specific cell. We'll see what we can come up with there. If we miss that, we'll track back north towards or south towards Knoxville and see what we can pick up as these lines move through.
All right, Chris, I appreciate you. Thanks for ringing in. We'll keep your we'll keep your live shot up there. I'll mute your mic, but shoot me a text or whatnot. Or just know that your mic's always hot. Rules of broadcasting 101. Your microphone is always hot. Yeah, exactly. We'll mute your mic for just a second. All right, my friends. So we're going to leave that up on the screen here. Again, that's Chris. He's going to be traveling towards, say, the Carnes, Clinton area, Oak Ridge area. So we'll see what that presents because that storm is still a little ways from there. But, of course, I don't want him to be anywhere near this tornado-warned storm. Yeah, listen, just an FYI, Chris, you always got to be to the southeast of a tornado-warned storm. The southeastern side is going to be your safest area because these are tracking to the northeast. So I think if you're in Oak Ridge, Claxton, Clinton, you just a heads up, buddy. I don't want you to get caught in a situation you don't want to be in. All right, continuing our conversation. Tornado warning right now for Morgan County till 9:45. That runs also into Roane County, Ray County, as well as Cumberland County until 9:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So Petros and Wartburg are fine so far, and not in a tornado-warned storm so far. K and Z beats. No, this storm so far is okay. For Maryville community, it does look like we'll have to watch out for the cell maybe down towards Dayton, where we still have a severe thunderstorm warning currently for Meigs, Ray, Hamilton, Bledsoe, and Sequatchie County that runs until 9:15. Got to watch it closely, Nathan. Same with Lenore City, Loudon, anybody else. Nothing in Claxton so far. But it is on its way. And it's getting ready to get going in Clinton here in just a little bit. But again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 tornado warnings right now that are ongoing in our community. 3 tornado warnings in our community. So again, we've got Bledsoe County, Ray County, Cumberland, Morgan, Roane, and Roane County, all in tornado warned storms right now. Now, the most powerful winds are starting to line up towards Fentress County. So anybody living along Highway 127, Jamestown, Allert, Grimsley, Clark Range, Woody, north of Interstate 40, we've got a straight line wind event getting ready to take shape. Let's check in on the shear. No shear there. Let's come back to the velocity product, and that way we can get a better idea on the winds within that storm. So we've got winds. There we go. 66 mile per hour winds getting ready to work its way towards Jamestown. We've got 63 there, 66, 74 there. So some very strong winds aloft that will likely be transferred to the surface because this is starting to bow out. And now we're starting to get a bowing echo, a bowing system right there. So Fentress County. So Grimsley, Allert, and Jamestown. Let's take a little closer view of some neighborhoods that may be in that area. Get that off there. All right, so we've got Highway 127. We've got Pine Haven. Big old wind event heading your way. It's over Glen Obie right now and Helena along Highway 154. We also have Highway 127. So East Jamestown, Sharps Place even, Gurnt, Zenith, Goad, Stockton. Can't say some of these names. I apologize. So Tench. Let's see. In Jamestown, we've got Glen Obie Road. We got Livingston Highway. We got North Main Street right through downtown Jamestown. So downtown Jamestown, heads up, very strong winds are moving into your area right now. And again, just outside of the Jamestown area, some of those winds being reported aloft in the atmosphere at about 74 miles per hour. That could be transferred to the surface. Why do we know that? Because the radar is starting to be bent forward. It's trying to get pushed forward by those upper level winds. And so that gives us a good signal that we are starting to get a bowing segment with that. The other thing that we'll have to watch for is sometimes with these bowing segments, we can actually get little spin ups that come in those little notches. just to the north of Jamestown. Now, do I see anything there as of right now? Well, let's see here. So I am seeing some, so maybe a little bit of rotation right there where, okay. So maybe some rotation right there around Double Tap, Helena, Boatland, Cooper. So Jamestown, East Jamestown, Sharps Place, Stockton, Allard, Gert, and Goad, heads up. We do have some rotation showing up, but we also have, more importantly, some straight line winds that could produce upwards of 70-mile-per-hour winds at the surface. That's that little Boeing segment. But just to the north of that, where we have that little in notch, I'll be curious to see what the National Weather Service does with that. But that's why we have a severe thunderstorm warning now for Fenchurch County that runs until 9:30 Eastern Daylight Time. So that would be 8:30 Central Standard Time, and Cumberland County. That does also stretch, that's just for Cumberland and Fenchurch County until 8:30 Central Daylight Time. Maynardville, you're a long ways away, my friends. We'll get to you here in a little bit, but it's going to be a while. I mean, even if you took that storm just to moving its way just south of Wartburg and Kingston, let's see, Maynardville, it would probably be in your area within an hour. La Follette, maybe 30 to 50 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour. Tazewell, about an hour and a half or so. Jefferson City, about an hour and a half. Downtown Knoxville, about an hour. But again, these are sliding to the northeast. Lake City, about 30 to 40 minutes. Clinton, about 30 minutes or so, if you're joining us from downtown Clinton. Where, again, we do have a tornado warning. So the National Weather Service issues a tornado warning for Bledsoe County. So what are they going to do with this one? So it looks like they extended a little bit further to the south. So tornado warning now for northern Bledsoe County until 8:45 Central Daylight Time. At 8:01 Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Spencer. So there's Spencer back to our west. Okay, so here's Spencer on the screen right here. I just circled it in blue. That's the storm they're talking about. It's moving east at 35 miles per hour. Tornado and quarter-size hail possible. It is radar indicated. Shelter in place. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Roofs are damaged. Windows and vehicles will occur, of course. Damage is likely with these storms. Let's see. The tornadic thunderstorm will remain mainly over rural areas of northern Bledsoe, including the following locations of Melvine, Mount Crest, and Fall Creek Falls State Park. Fall Creek Falls. Beautiful, beautiful park here in East Tennessee. So now we've got a tornado warning until 9:15 for Ray County, till 9:45 until for Bledsoe County. Tornado warnings continue right now across the Cumberland Plateau. Got a long ways before Sneedville and Claiborne County. Same with you folks in Oneida. Well, not so far in Oneida. So Oneida, you've got a straight line damaging wind event with possible tornadic activity on just to the north of Fentress County. So let's just say this storm holds together. Huntsville, about 30 minutes or so. Oneida, you're also looking at about 30 minutes. Winfield, about 30 to 40 minutes or so. So if you're joining us from Fentress, Scott, or even Campbell County and northern Morgan County, or just Morgan County in general, we've got a big old mess going on right now, right around Spring City, Crossville, Kingston, Wartburg, and Fentress and Cumberland County moving its way back into Morgan County. All right, so Harriman, you are in a tornado warning right now. Pine Orchard, Harriman, Kingston, Rockwood, Glen Alice, Blair, and Grove, all in a tornado warning that runs until 9:45 tonight. We have rotations showing up with these storms. I don't see anything too crazy right now. We have some rotation also showing up down towards, say, Ray County and Hamilton, Bledsoe County. right around the Dayton, Graysville area. So something to kind of keep in mind if some broad rotation showing up on that. All right, stronger rotation now starting to show up. Let's see, what radar are we using? So here we have some rotation showing up just outside of Cold Spring, Pikeville area. So this is going to be for, let's see, Saratoga Springs. We've got a tornado warning right now. So the rotation is just south of Mooneyville, Saratoga Springs, Bellevue, Winesap, Mount Crest. Need to watch this one closely. Let's see what radar I'm on. I'm on high top. Let's switch over to the Nashville radar. That's where the radar, that's where it is. Let's show the Morristown radar. So we're all generally getting a better idea of where that storm, or where the rotation is. And so that's where we need to watch closely. So we've got some pretty strong rotation showing up now in Mooneyham, Saratoga. So Herbert Domain, Bellevue. Woo! Got some pretty incredible lightning showing up on the distance there from that camera. Let's take a look at some of the other cameras. I'm going to move that downtown Clinton camera here for just a second. All right, this is a live view from downtown Clinton, by the way, so we'll be watching that. Got lightning off in the distance there, but one of the cameras that was really showing some incredible lightning was the one at Fort Loudon Dam. We'll bring that one up for a second. Really lighting up the sky. So right above me is the Fort Loudon Dam camera. Look at that incredible lightning show showing up. Woo! I appreciate it, Alex. So the National Weather Service just now saying the north to south oriented line of storms coming out of Middle Tennessee, the ones in Fentress County, right there from Jamestown, right along Highway 27, right over Highway 27, from Jamestown all the way down to Rennie and Woody. Let's see. Just north of the tornado warned storms will have straight line winds and hail as most likely threat. Get out of here. Cannot completely rule out a tornado, but the environment is less supportive of tornadoes the further north you go. But if it maintains strength, will likely issue a severe thunderstorm warning along the line as it moves east. Tornado warning right now for Meigs, Ray, and McMinn County. This is the latest tornado warning now for Ray. Now, there we go. I knew they were going to issue that. All right, so we got a tornado warning right now for Ray, Meigs, and also McMinn County. So that does include places like 10 Mile. We're going to have like places like Paint Rock over there. Concord, Evansville. It is right over Dayton right now. We were just looking at that. There's the storm relative velocity. So there's your spinning motion in the atmosphere, the greens and the reds. The greens and the red. Green is towards the radar. We're on the Morristown radar right now. So green and red. So green means away towards the radar, and red means away from the radar. So there is your rotation right over Dayton, 5 points. Taylor Hill. Highway 127. So this is going to be working its way right over the river system towards Old Washington. Coleman subdivision. Let's get a little closer view. Again, big old farm country right there. Kind of rural for sure. There's the latest radar update right there. So there's the latest tornado warning. This runs until 10 o'clock here tonight. Let's go ahead and track that out for you. It is tracking to... It's got a BTI, by the way, of a 4.3. Hail size about 3/4 inch diameter, tracking to the east-northeast at 36 miles per hour, including Dayton, Evansville, Decatur, and Wolf Creek. Dayton at 9:16, Decatur at 9:37, and Wolf Creek at 9:38. Boy, this got active, didn't it? Again, please like and share if you're watching on Facebook for community awareness. So as this continues to progress eastward, folks in the Central Valley and the eastern parts of East Tennessee are going to be aware of what's going on and what might be heading their way. All right, if you're just now tuning in, we've got, let's see, 1 severe thunderstorm warning, 2 severe thunderstorm warnings for the Cumberland Plateau. So from Fentress County all the way down to Cumberland County. We also have tornado warnings. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, basically 6 tornado warnings right now showing up along the Cumberland Plateau. This was the area of concern by the Storm Prediction Center. This is the area that was highlighted for the explosive thunderstorms and the higher risk for tornadic activity. This is exactly what's playing out right now, and the current time is 9:13 on this Tuesday night, May 20th. An active night it's going to continue to be. I don't think so. You should be fine. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, Janelle Witcher's in the studio. I think I got a side eye for that. All right, so the storm's north on the northern plateau. So we're right along Highway 127. It's going to be working its way towards Highway 27. Remember, Highway 127 is where the longest yard sale takes shape. That's where we have severe thunderstorm warnings. That's going to work its way right over Big South Fork. So Winfield, Oneida, Huntsville, Elgin, Slick Rock, Sunbright, Deer Lodge, heads up. It's now moved its way past Jamestown, Grimsley, Clark Range, and Rennie. If you're from those communities, you probably got rocked and rolled for a little bit. Now it's getting ready to work its way eastward. Now, again, Big South Fork rural, but Winfield, Oneida, Huntsville, Elgin, and Slick Rock, Sunbright, all the way down towards Wartburg, you need to stay weather alert because this is a straight line damaging wind event that will be moving its way into your area. So right over the Grimsley area, could be in Sunbright. The strongest part of that cell could be in Sunbright at 9:34, Elgin at 9:39, and Robbins at 9:41. Got an incredible lightning show taken up from my Fort Loudon camera, I should say, looking off to the east-northeast at Fort Loudon Dam. And an incredible lightning show taking shape there. We'll be able to, as it moves its way closer to Morgan County, we'll be able to get a good idea on what is taking shape in that area as well. Vera says hi, Janelle. Want a microphone? If it gets crazy, she'll put on a microphone, folks. Right now, she's okay. Everybody says hi, by the way. There's not a tornado currently in Kingston that I'm aware of, but there is definitely a tornado warning for Kingston. We also have that tornado warning down towards Dayton. So here's the latest on that storm. It's got a BTI of a 4.6, hail probably about 3/4 inch diameter. It'll be moving its way over Decatur and Wolf Creek. Decatur at 9:36, Wolf Creek at 9:40. A little closer view. This is a rural part of East Tennessee, so we got Clear Springs as well. But there's your rotation right there in the center of your screen, just past the Dayton, Taylor Hill, and 5 Points area that are along Highway 27. So anybody in the path of this, it's going to be working its way towards 10 Mile, Murray Store, Bogus Crossroad, Collin Mill, Tranquility, and eventually towards the Watts Bar Lake area. Anybody right around Watts Bar Lake? And we do have a new warning now that's been issued by the National Weather Service. They're going to be issuing way ahead of this storm because it is rocking and rolling across the northern plateau. There's your damaging wind event right there, where we could see winds in excess of 60 to 70 miles per hour. We've already had power outages associated with these winds and associated with some of the storms today so far. And we'll just check in on power outages for just a brief moment of time, and then we'll go right back to the radar. When you look at the power outages across East Tennessee, we've got some in Knox County, about 800 in Knox County. Greenville's got Greene County 1,500, Cumberland County 500, about 100 down towards Bledsoe County, and about 100 towards Dunlap as well. So not a ton of power outages so far, but that is likely going to be changing as the evening progresses, because we've got a straight line damaging wind event that's taking shape across the northern plateau. We've got tornado warned storms across the central plateau, and this is all going to be progressing eastward. So anybody east of here, again, if you don't mind liking and sharing, subscribing, if you are joining us or just popping in from another part of East Tennessee, just make sure that you check in with the app every once in a while. It's going to be a while before it works its way across the Central Valley, before it works its way along the I-75 corridor. But it is slowly but surely working our way, and we've got tornadoes and damaging winds in the path of the storm.
Multiple questions about Sweetwater. That's still a little bit south, right?
Starting to rock and roll here around the East Tennessee Weather Center, that's for sure. And we're pretty far from that. Not too terribly far. So heads up Oak Ridge. You have a tornado warned storm just to your south and west. Kingston's still underneath that tornado warning, along with Crab Orchard, Melvin, Cold Spring, and then even further to the south, Decatur, Dayton, Evansville, Wolf Creek. So anybody joining us just outside of Sweetwater and Paint Rock, there's a tornado warned storm just to your south and west by about 20 miles to the southwest of you in Paint Rock, and about 15 miles or so to the southwest of Sweetwater. It is currently over Decatur right now. Athens, you're in the clear so far. It looks like that storm is going to move just to the north of you in Athens. Nyota, heads up. I'd keep an eye on that storm for sure. Sweetwater, keep an eye on that storm. Philadelphia, keep an eye on the storm. And because this is a tornado warned storm, let's go back to the velocity product to dive into the inside of that storm. So there's your rotation right now. Green is towards, red is away. So here is your tornado warned storm right here. There's your spin and rotation right over the Coleman subdivision. So hopefully if you're joining us from the Coleman subdivision, you are in your safe shelter right now. Of course, an interior room, hallway closet, a basement if you have one. So we got Kyle subdivision as well, Coleman subdivision. We've got the Goodfield area. Let's see, we've got Union Grove, Decatur. So Decatur, you need to be heading to your safe shelter right now if you're in Decatur, Decatur Hills, Calico, Walnut Grove, or Bradenton. You need to be heading to your safe shelters right now. That one's showing a lot more signs of rotation. That's also a storm. That's a solely lonely storm. The National Weather Service continues the tornado warning for Bledsoe County. So we still have a tornado. Oh, there we go. We still have this tornado warning for Bledsoe County. That runs until 9:45. We got rotations showing up towards Bellevue, Winesap again. You poor folks in Winesap and Hilltop Acres and New Era and Bellevue. More rotation showing up in your area. So there's our rotation right there, the green and the red. The green and the red is going to be your rotation that we need to watch closely. And again, if you're joining us from these parts of town, you need to be heading to your safe shelters Take your bottles of water, take your cell phones and laptops, take blankets and pillows and all the things so you can stay safe. Head to the lowest part of your house. If you have a basement, that's going to be the safest part of your house. Stay away from big, giant open areas like gymnasiums. Maybe the newest radar scan's starting to show that weakening a little bit. There we go. That would be nice. Let's go back to the radar. I think we're gonna transition into a very heavy rain and wind event here real soon. All right, Oak Ridge, Harriman 923, Coalfield 939, Oliver Springs 946, and Oak Ridge 951. The current time is now 922. Current time is now 922. So if I just called out your name, heads up, there is a tornado warning just to your west and southwest. It is moving on its way over Harriman right now, the strongest part of that cell. South of Oakdale, north of Kingston. So Kingston, Oakdale, Harriman, hopefully you're in your safe spots right now. Again, Oliver Springs, Oak Ridge, Carnes, Hardin Valley, you're next in line. Thank you, Tiffany. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 tornado warnings. We now have a flash flood warning over into Cumberland County. So we've got a flash flood warning now. And we also have 1, 2, 3 severe thunderstorm warnings that do extend into southern Kentucky. So folks joining us from Corbin, London, Somerset, unfortunately, you're having to deal with severe weather again just a few days after an EF4 tornado blew through your community. We pour that in there. If you've already been through the storm, and you're still joining us here on the live chat on Facebook or YouTube, I would appreciate you just letting us know what you experienced. How was the wind? How was the hail? How was the rain? Was it intense? Give us an idea of what it was if you've already experienced what's going on in your community. What you're seeing in your area, how you're experiencing it. Any reports help.
Takes a village.
All right, we just had reports that the Huntsville radar is now down and might be for the remainder of our event. So that's going to be tough for you folks across the Southern Valley. We're going to have to use the Morristown radar, which is going to shoot really far away, but it looks like the radar may have gone down due to a tornado warning right over the Huntsville radar. Or a tornado, maybe. All right, Kingston's seeing a lot of rain. Thank you very much, Austin. I appreciate it.
Sarah says they haven't had storms yet, but we're in Greenback.
Yep. You're getting ready to get some storms in Greenback. Not, let's see. It's going to be a little hot minute, but we have storms over Decatur right now, and everything you see on your screen is going to continue to progress its way eastward. Thanks, Shelby. Appreciate it. Thank you, Brock. So Harriman power flickered, and it's raining hard right now. Lightning and thundering in Claxton. Thanks, Jessica. Bad lightning, says Elise. Heavy rain in downtown Clinton. Let's take my downtown Clinton camera. Downtown Clinton's not getting the heavy rain yet, but getting close there anyways. Oh, you said, oh, I'm sorry. Everything's calm in Hancock County again. A wide view of how this is all playing out. So for the rest of you, I'm going to loop this over the last 30 minutes so you can get an idea of how this is all progressing slowly but surely eastward. Actually, it's fairly slow progression. The whole system itself is moving about 30 miles an hour or so. We have a straight line wind event taking shape across parts of Fentress and northern Cumberland County, working its way into Scott and Morgan County. So Wartburg, Sunbright heads up, Oneida, Winfield heads up, straight line wind event possibly heading your way where you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. That is going to be working its way into Campbell County and also parts of Anderson County. So Clinton and La Follette heads up. We still have tornado warnings going on for Kingston, but now is being extended to a severe thunderstorm warning. That does include Oak Ridge, Halls, and into the downtown area. So downtown Knoxville, Halls, Carnes, Farragut, Louisville, Lenore City, Oak Ridge, Blair, Kingston, all under severe thunderstorm warning right now. Looks like the National Weather Service may allow these tornado warnings to expire. Let's check in on the rotation. Incredible lightning show taking shape there in downtown Clinton.
Eric's asking
If
if the main storm's tracking straight east.
the main storm is tracking straight east. Hold on, Eric. Again, here's your radar loop over the last hour. This will give you a good idea how it's tracking. So it's tracking fairly due east. So again, La Follette, Tazewell, Maynardville, Morristown, Knoxville, Loudoun, Maryville, Athens. We'll go all the way down to Cleveland. And then anybody points east of that. So anybody east of the I-75 corridor, Tazewell, Morristown, Newport, Baileyton, Greenville, Kingsport, Johnson City. This is all going to continue to progress your way. Got Chris joining us again. It looks like he just rang in. So let's go ahead and bring Chris back to the conversation just temporarily. Chris, go ahead. Your microphone is hot, bud.
Hey, Mike. Hey, we just got up here to Merchants and 75. We're pointed south-ish. There has been some intense lightning, looking like some tower strikes. I think those are TV antennas. Sharps Ridge, maybe.
Sharps Ridge, yeah, that sounds about right.
So nothing happening here right now, but we are parked. We're a little south of the storm track. We've been looking on your radars. We've been coming this way, trying to stay on that southeast side. You can see that lightning.
I saw that from your camera, buddy.
Yeah. So we're pointed at we've just seen lots of really intense lightning. The thunder's starting to clap a little bit. And we think this is a good place to park and watch it roll through.
All right. While you're talking right now, the National Weather Service has continued the tornado warning for places like Ray and Meigs County. McMinn, Ray, and Meigs County. So stand by, Chris. Hold on one second. I'm going to keep your camera up on the screen. We're going to go back down to Ray and Meigs County because now the National Weather Service continues that tornado warning for that community. So again, we've got places like Bradenton, Decatur, Tranquility, Bogus Crossroad, Collins Mill, Fickerton, Barton Mill, Acme Mill, Union Grove. So this has a BTI, a Barron Tornado Index of 4.7, hail about 3/4 of an inch in diameter. It is tracking to the northeast, east-northeast anyways, at 36 miles per hour. So that would potentially put it in Nyota at 9:53. Say that one more time.
Bill is saying that Chris is correct and those towers taking strikes.
Bill was saying, Chris, you are correct that the towers are taking strikes right now. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Danita. Sue, he moved. He drove all the way from Hardin Valley over towards the Merchants area. Is there an app that will alarm us if a tornado is near? Yes, the East Tennessee Weather app will notify you if you are under a tornado warning. If you don't have the East Tennessee Weather app and you're joining me on social media and you don't know where I've been this whole time, I'm going to put the links in the chat right now, so just look through the chat. I just dropped the links for Android, iPhone, and my YouTube channel if you want to go ahead and subscribe to YouTube. Download the East Tennessee Weather app. You can scan that QR code, by the way, in the bottom right-hand side of the screen if you take a screen grab from your cell phone. You can also put that into your photos if you have an iPhone, and then just go and hold over, just click and hold the QR code in your photos on the iPhone, and that will populate it. Or just log on to easttnweather.com. I have links at the top of the Android, links for Android and iPhone at the top of the screen. Can Carnes go to bed? No, I don't believe so. Carnes, you cannot go to bed yet. We got a long ways away before you can go to bed. So again, we still have that continued tornado warning right now for Meigs, Ray, and McMinn County. We do have rotation showing up with that storm system. So if you are joining us just outside, just anywhere northeast of Decatur, you need to take shelter immediately. That would be places like Barton Mill, Acme Mill, Riddle Store, Murray Store. So anybody joining us from the Decatur area, you need to take shelter and head to your safe spots right now. So this storm system is just right over the Collin Mills area, Tranquility. So we've got the Pond Hill Baptist Church right there. We've also got Clearwater Baptist Church, if you're familiar with that area. Got Rogers Creek Baptist Church as well, and Pond Hill Baptist Church.
But we're going to get this batch first. It's ahead.
So that's going to be working its way toward the I-75 Raceway. We've also got the Tennessee Country Campground that is right along Interstate 75 on the eastern side of the interstate, right there at Union Grove Road. So if you're joining us from that part of East Tennessee, heads up, this would be Highway 305, 218, from Collin Mills all the way down to Interstate 75 where you have the interchange. We also have E.K. Baker Elementary School. I was just there the other day. That's right next to Clearwater Baptist Church. So E.K. Baker Elementary School, if you're joining us from that area, I was down at the emergency area just the other day, and that's this tornado warned storm is moving right into your area. Again, we have severe thunderstorm warnings right now for Oak Ridge, Halls, Clinton, downtown Knoxville, Farragut, Louisville, Lenoir City. The strongest part of that cell right now, I've got a BTI of a 2.6, but it's going to be in Oak Ridge at 9:55, Hardin Valley 9:59. Of course, we're already starting to see some rain showers in Hardin Valley, and it's going to be at Solway at 9:55, Carnes 10:01, Cedar Bluff at 10:03, and Claxton at 10:03 as well. Let's see what the Hardin Valley camera looks like.
Kingston has lost power.
I think my Hardin Valley camera is it done? Unfortunately, my Hardin Valley camera is shot for the time being, but we've got an incredible lightning show taking place right now above me. That's going to be that's Fort Loudon Dam, and so you're going to see that just lighting up the western sky quite a bit. This is starting to turn into a very heavy rain event. Flooding and flash flooding concerns will continue to increase from here on out. We do have a flash flood warning currently in effect for Cumberland County until midnight tonight. A straight line damaging wind event is taking shape right now for folks joining us from Winfield, Oneida, Huntsville, Elgin, Sunbright, Elizabeth, and Wartburg. So Wartburg, heads up, you're on the tail end of that. This is going to be moving its way right along Highway 127. So other places like Winona, Pioneer, Elk Valley, and Newcomb, all next in line with that. That's right along the Tennessee-Kentucky border. So you've got places like the Lick Fork Baptist Church. We also have Pine Hill, just outside of the Pioneer area. You have Paint Rock Baptist Church north of Huntsville. It's all going to be into the path of that as well. And then you head down to the Smoky Road trailhead of the Cumberland Trail. This is also going to be in the path of this. You've got Slick Rock Baptist Church. A lot of Baptist churches over there But I'll call them out because if you live by them, you know where your church is. We've got Bryceville and Freighterville, 5 points at Windrock. So this is going to move its way right over the Windrock area, the Windrock trailhead. That also is the Trail 75 axis. And that takes you right around the Brown Flats area. So big wind event taking shape, moving to those communities that I just called out before it crosses over Interstate 75.
Lots of comments about the Sweetwater lightning. And rain and hail right now.
This is also going to move its way over Frozen Head State Park, so Petros. You've also got Fork Mountain, the Shiloh Church. That's also going to be the New River Highway and the Morris Camp area that connects to Highway 116. What'd you say?
Lots of comments about the extent of lightning in Sweetwater.
Hey, Chris, what direction is your camera pointed?
We are pointed almost due south.
Due south. All right. Just wanted to check. Just throw your
You want
hand
us
in the
to
air like you
flip it
don't care
around?
if you want to say something. No, you're fine. But if you want to speak, just throw your hands in the air so I can see it in front of the camera.
Absolutely, Mike.
The incredible lightning show. Look at that. Taking shape from that Fort Loudoun Dam camera. That's just incredible. It's a rocking and a rolling, my friends. All right, let's head down to Oak Ridge. So we also have this, it's got a BTI. So I think we're going to start to lose the tornado threat. But now the National Weather Service, continues a severe thunderstorm warning for Campbell, Scott, Anderson, Roane, and Morgan County. That runs until 10:15 p.m. It's now 9:38. So we're going to start to get this to move, start working this way into a little bit more of a populated area.
Very light rain right here. I wish I could see like your Witcher's pictures and see if good person and stuff in. That's awesome.
Any other pictures coming through? Witcher's pictures. We've got that one that was showing some damage taking shape in Snap Ferry Road in Greenville. This was from round number 1. I'll just share this with you again. We had a lot of power lines down, being knocked down. So we've had power outages. We've had a lot of trees being knocked down. And now we're transitioning into a very heavy rain and a strong wind event as these thunderstorms start to merge together. Still have a tornado warning right now just to the north of Athens. Nyota, you are not in the tornado warning, but we still have a tornado warning that's going to be working its way towards Sweetwater and Erie. So if you're joining us from Sweetwater, pay attention to this storm. It is going to be moving its way towards your area real soon. It's over the Tranquility and Collin Mills area, Acme Mill. So again, this is going to be moving its way over the Tennessee Country Campground, right there at Union Grove Road and Interstate 75.
Any confirmed touchdowns that we know of?
I do not have any confirmed touchdowns. Not here locally. We've had tornado warnings, but again, I think this is just going to transition into a very heavy rain and wind event from here on out.
Cody says it's starting in Scott County now.
Anybody joining us from Lee Highway between Sweetwater and Nyota? The Lee Highway between Sweetwater and Nyota. This is starting to work its way into your area. Incredible lightning show.
More info on Monroe County, please.
More info on Monroe County? All right, so there's Monroe County right now. Monroe County, you do not currently have a warning. There is a tornado warning just to your west. It's due west of Madisonville right now. We'll see what the National Weather Service does with this. The National Weather Service is being asked if they're going to allow the tornado warnings in Morgan and Roane County to expire. Any thoughts on the McMinn County? We'll see what the National Weather Service says with this. The McMinn County one will go back to the velocity. So we still have some rotation showing up. It's not too terribly impressive. So they would imagine they'll probably let that expire. But again, downtown Knoxville, Halls, Farragut, Lenoir City, Oak Ridge, Kingston, all under a severe thunderstorm warning. That stretches north towards Jellicoe, La Follette, Caryville, Lake City, and Clinton, right along Interstate 75. Highway 127, Highway 27 that runs between Winfield, Oneida, Huntsville, Elgin, and Sunbright. So Sunbright, you're probably in the clear. And anybody joining us from Fentress County, you're probably in the clear, as this is going to be the wave. Let me just check on the national radar and make sure everything back to our west. So this is the storm, okay? So if the storm passes you by, you'll be more than welcome to finally catch some shut-eye. So Fentress County, you can go to bed. Anybody joining us from, say, Crossville, you could go to bed. But heads up, southeastern Cumberland County, you are still under a tornado warning in southeastern Cumberland County until 9:45. The current time is now 9:42. So just about another 3 more minutes. I would imagine that warning will be allowed to expire. We still have a tornado warning right now for Bledsoe County until 9:45. But again, that looks like that's probably going to be allowed to expire because we have a little bit of wind shear showing up with that and some rotation showing up with that. And that's really been the story with these storms. They've not been true signatures of supercells, at least for us here locally. They have been back in the Middle Tennessee and also northern Alabama. And over even further to our west. I mean, look at that lightning show above me. Can you see that just lighting up?
Talking about the lightning everywhere.
What's that?
Lightning, and that's what most people are commenting on, sending me videos of this insane lightning.
Well, on this vantage point right now, over the last 5 minutes, we've had 128 lightning strikes. But watch this. If we actually show you this, oops, let me take that off. So 114 lightning strikes in the last 5 minutes. When you look at the last 10 minutes, we're all the way up to 261. Now we go to last 30 minutes. Let's just go last 20 minutes. Last 20 minutes, we've got 570 lightning strikes showing up right now. And I don't know where my lightning is. Don't know why it's not showing up on the map, but it also... Oh, there it is. There's all the lightning. Kodak's the exit 407. Severe county. All right, Kodak, we'll get to you here in just a second. Here's all the lightning over the last 5 minutes. You can really see those lightning strikes. Look at all the lightning up to our north, just north of London, Kentucky. But really gives you a great perspective. We also possibly have a good solid hail core getting ready to show up in Nyota and Sweetwater. So heads up. Okay, so the tornado warning now has been allowed to expire for you folks joining us from McMinn County, as well as McMinn and Monroe County. And for Loudoun County, the tornado warning has been allowed to expire, but now we have a severe thunderstorm warning that runs until 10:30 Eastern daylight time for, again, Loudoun, Monroe, and McMinn County, based on this storm right now that's getting ready to cross, that is crossing over, I should say, Interstate 75. It's going to give you folks in Sweetwater a bullseye, so heads up Sweetwater. Anybody joining us right around the Mitchells Petting Zoo and Exotics near Sweetwater. Downtown Sweetwater you got there. Highway 322. Something to kind of keep in mind if you're joining us from that part of town. Beautiful part of East Tennessee. Great wineries down there. Great adventures. That's just going to be north of the Lost Sea. So anybody joining us from, the Lost Sea adventure area. We also have Monroe County Airport. So Monroe County Airport will probably get a great vantage point from that here in just a second. So here's that airport just off. So this is Monroe County Airport. And that's Monroe County Airport right now. And so the storm is approaching Monroe County Airport, but the storm is, oh, there it is. I just took off the view. We got an incredible lightning show showing up no matter where you are. We'll leave that Monroe County Airport up for a little bit. All right, we've got a nice little strong cell getting ready to work its way. It's right over Oak Ridge right now. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Oliver Springs, Oak Ridge, Let me zoom out a little bit. So Claxton, Carnes, West Hills, Rocky Hill, Farragut, Woodlawn, Lenore City, Louisville, Alcoa, Wildwood, Holston Hills, Fountain City, and Halls. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning that's taking shape right now. Just the strongest part of the cell is just south of Oak Ridge, getting ready to cross over Pellissippi Parkway here in just a little bit. And so the strongest part of that cell so there's Pellissippi Parkway right from Solway to Ashley Oaks. So we've got Woodlawn. Let's check in on the velocity product on that because that looks like it's showing a little bit of a hook, but it is not. Damaging winds and heavy rain are getting ready to move into a very populated area of Anderson and Knox County. So this is moving its way over Pellissippi State Community College. We've got the Gwynn Road Park boat ramp. We've got the Clark and Park and boat ramp as well. Milton Hill Lake, or Milton Hill Park, I should say. So this is right over the Y-12 National Security Center right now. And that's working its way towards Carnes. So we've got Grace Christian Academy, for those of you joining us from that part of East Tennessee. So this is going to be West Emory Road. You're also talking about Oak Ridge Highway from Claxton. You got 25W. That's going to be right around the Bells Campground Baptist Church. And you got Mount Moriah Camp. We also got Powell High School. Powell High School is going to be in the path of this as well. So anybody joining us from the Powell community, Bull Run is in the middle of this as well. You can't, unfortunately, upload videos to Witcher's Pictures. You'll have to email those to me, mike@eastandweather.com, or you can just tag them and post them on this social media. So we still have a straight line damaging wind event taking shape. It's right over Huntsville and Oneida. So Winfield, Oneida, Winfield, you're probably in the clear right now. Huntsville, you're in the thick of it. So heads up Jellicoe, Elk Valley, and Pioneer. Jellicoe, Elk Valley, and Pioneer. So you got Newcomb over there. That's right along the Tennessee-Kentucky border. That's also going to work its way towards Habersham along 25W. You got the Hatfield Knob Viewing Tower over there. You also have the North Cumberland Sunquist Unit. That's just to the east of Interstate 75. Just due east right there, just to the east of Pioneer, north of La Follette. That's the North Cumberland WMA Sunquist Unit. You also have the Rock. That's the Eagle Bluff along Highway 25W, just north of Jacksboro. You have Cove Lake State Park. Cove Lake State Park. You got Royal Blue. Old Tennessee 63 Highway. Old Highway Tennessee 63. You got also Howard Baker Highway. Jake Branch Baptist Church right there to the south and west of Pioneer. You got the Royal Blue Wildlife Management Area. Stinking Creek ATV Campground, along with the Royal Blue ATV Resort and Campground, along with the Rock Ridge Resort at Royal Blue, just to the west of Interstate 75, just to the west of Elk Valley. You're going to be you're next in line for getting the possibility of a straight line damaging wind event to move on in. Speaking of which, let's check in on those winds right now. So just out of Oneida, we've got, let's see, 40, 50, 60, near 60 mile per hour wind speeds that are right along the leading edge. Well, now the back edge of that, but the leading edge of this storm. So Clinton, hang tight. You got to hang a little bit longer, Laura. The storm system itself is moving east at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. So it's not too terribly fast, and that's why it's taking its time. All right, we've got a little skit to share with you just to the south of Oak Ridge. This is going to include the Carnes community. So Hardin Valley, 1005. This is some of the strongest part of this cell. So Hardin Valley, you got some light rain right now. So heavier rain moving its way in at 10:05. It is now 9:51. Solway at 10:06. Ball Camp at 10:11. Carnes at 10:12. Cedar Bluff at 10:14. Claxton at 10:15, and West Hills at 10:19. Damaging wind event and a severe thunderstorm warning that again includes downtown Knoxville, Rocky Hill, Louisville. It also includes the Choteau area, Farragut. So you're going to have the 75-40 split. You're also looking at places like the Costco, and you also have what's behind Costco, that shopping center? Why am I blowing a blank? Turkey Creek right there. You got Turkey Creek right there. Sorry about that. Like in my own backyard, and I forgot about it. Can Sweetwater go to bed? Sweetwater, no. You're in the thick of it, and you currently have a severe thunderstorm warning right now. So Nyota, Sweetwater, Athens, Madisonville, all in a severe thunderstorm warning right now. Athens, you're probably fine, but there's more storms to your south and west, so I'd hang tight for a little bit longer. Madisonville, Von Nora, anybody along Highway 411 from Chestawee to Fagan, Von Nora, Greenback heads up, Tellico Village heads up, and Loudon heads up. Philadelphia, you're not currently in a severe thunderstorm warning, but just to the south of you, a severe thunderstorm warning exists. And this storm is getting ready to rock and roll, probably just to the north. Woo, look at that camera. It is lighting up the sky. Why can't I do that? Can we plug that in real quick over there? It's DEAT. Thank you. By the way, a big shout out to all my sponsors, and also for City Heat and Air for installing a whole home generator for East Tennessee weather to keep the power on when just in case. Hopefully we don't lose power tonight. If we do, the generator will kick on, but I just want to give a big shout out to all the sponsorships that you'll see rolling at the bottom left-hand side of the screen. They are responsible for keeping East Tennessee weather on the air and for me allowing you to provide you, anyways, with extended long-form severe weather coverage without any other mess. It's just you and me, some cameras, and a radar. And we could do this for hours, my friends. So thank you so much to all the sponsors. If you ever see them around town, make sure you hit them up. Give them a high five, a hug, whatever you want to do, or purchase something from them. It would be a great benefit, and let them know that you learned about them through East Tennessee weather. All right, so we have three severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Let's go up and down the line, and we'll just walk you through the forecast here, or the current activity that's ongoing around town. I'm trying to get to as much of the chat as I possibly can. And let's see. My fiance is driving through Sweetwater right now, and he just left work not long ago. Is he okay to continue his drive? We live between Halls and Powell, but he has to drive to Middlebrook first. I would tell him to hang strong, Jenna. Tell him just to go grab himself a bite to eat, a cup of coffee, and hang out with the boys down south. We have severe thunderstorm warnings, but of course, if he's coming in from Sweetwater, he's going to drive all the way up Interstate 75 through this entire mess. So I would tell him to hang strong. Tell him to turn on the East Tennessee Weather app. I am broadcasting front and center on the app itself. Can't always rely on social media forever. One day it might shut down. So check out that East Tennessee Weather app. Scan that QR code in the bottom right-hand side of the screen. All right, severe thunderstorm warnings continue right now for Monroe County until 10:30. That does include places like Sweetwater, just outside of Philadelphia and Tellico Village, but Madisonville, Nyota, and Athens still have a severe thunderstorm warning there. Athens, you're in the clear right now, but some stronger storms, or some storms anyways, back to your south and west. So I'd watch those for a little bit, but I would say if you're joining us from Cumberland County, you're good to go to bed. Fentress County, most of Morgan County is good to go to bed as well, all the way down towards Dayton, Bakewell, Soddy Daisy, Red Banks, Sequatchie. You got Dunlap, and towards the South Pittsburgh, Jasper area, Chattanooga, you can go to bed as well. But anybody just along the line, so places like Jellicoe, La Follette, Caryville, Lake City, and Clinton, heads up. Still a straight line wind event possible coming through your area. Along with places like Clinton, Oak Ridge, Blair, Lenoir City, Louisville, Farragut, downtown Knoxville, Halls. That would also include Fountain City, Holston Hills, West Hills, Rocky Hill. Let's get a little closer view on all these communities right there in central Knox County, central and northern west Knox County. The storms are tracking to the east at about 40 miles per hour. Let's see what the latest is. About 33 miles per hour on that one. BTI of about a 2.5. This is going to be in Solway. The strongest part of this storm is going to be in Solway at 10:03, so basically right now. Same with you folks in Hardin Valley. Let's go Carnes at 10:09, Cedar Bluff at 10:12, Claxton 10:13, West Hills 10:16, Rocky Hill 10:19, Powell 10:19, and Bearden 10:20.
Any rotations at the moment? Whispers about Hardin Valley having rotation.
No, this is, I don't think we have any rotation showing up. I'll double check on that for you. But I just don't think. All right, we have a little bit of rotation showing up in Hardin Valley right there. So just outside of Amber Meadows and Hardin Valley, we've got a little bit of rotation. Let's see what the National Weather Service is saying. So this is where your rotation would be. Green towards the radar, red away from the radar. So right over Hardin Valley. You need to watch this one closely. Well, I will watch it for you. How about that? The National Weather Service continues a severe thunderstorm warning for Loudoun, Monroe, and McMinn County until 10:30.
There's multiple people commenting about the Hardin Valley rotation.
So we're going to be watching Hardin Valley closely. Unfortunately, that camera, I think, is down right now. So I can't do anything about that one. But we've got an incredible lightning show showing up right now in downtown Clinton. And if you happen to have any storm damage or anything like that, again, remember all these people that are rotating at the bottom of me, from City Heat and Air to North Knox Fence. If your fence gets knocked down, give North Knox Fence a call. They'll come out and help you out. We do have some rotation showing up in Hardin Valley. Let's see what the shear product is showing up on that. All right, so we do have some storm. So, okay. We're going for a tornado warning right now in Knoxville. Okay, so here's the tornado warning right now. This is coming in from the National Weather Service. So Hardin Valley, take cover right now. We do have rotation showing up. National Weather Service is saying that couplet is between Farragut and Oak Ridge. Farragut and Oak Ridge. We do have a couplet showing up right now. You need to head to your safe spot right now, so let's call it out. We've got Hardin Valley. Head to the basement. Head to the interior room. Let's go Ball Camp, Carnes, Belmont West, Cedar Bluff, Canby Hills, West Hills, Amherst, Fair Oaks, Ridgedale. All need to head to your safe spots right now. We are now getting the tornado warning from the National Weather Service here in just a moment. We have a tightening couplet right now. There it is. Tornado warning has coming out right now. So the rotation is showing up on Hardin Valley Road, Carmichael Road, and Schaefer Road. Tornado warning has just now been issued by the National Weather Service. That does include Knox, Anderson, and Sevier County. So here is your rotation: Carmichael Road, Hardin Valley Road, and Schaefer Road. That also does include Pellissippi Parkway. So this is going to move its way right over Pellissippi Parkway. Bob Gray. Anybody joining us from Bob Gray? How about Ball Camp Road? We also have Lovell Road right there. That's going to take you all the way through. That turns into Middlebrook. So anybody joining us from Middlebrook? How about the Trail Ends neighborhood? How about Bob Gray Road? That's there. Belmont West, Gulf Park. Anybody joining us from Gulf Park? You need to be heading to the basement right now or your safe spot. We do have a rotating thunderstorm now that has shown signs of rotation. It is starting to rotate and tighten up a little bit. And the National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning now until 10:45. Hardin Valley has lost power. So this is right over the Birds Chapel area is where the rotation is. Here's the latest update right now. It is moving its way over Pellissippi Parkway from Bob Gray to Lovell Road. So we had a tornado, what was it, about a year and a half ago, right over the same location, Lovell Road. There is Robinson Crossroads. We got Wood Creek West, Plum Creek. I'm just going to call out neighborhoods right here. Trails End, Byington. We got Ball Camp Pike, Brentwood, Meadowbrook, Hunting Hills West, Countryside, Canby Hills, Landmark, Glenarden, Berkshire Wood. Anybody along Middlebrook Park Pikeway, north or south from Belmont West to Hidden Valley to Crestwood, West Hills to Dutchtown Road, Cedar Bluff. We have a tornado warned storm right now that is moving its way into western and central Knox County. We are showing signs of rotation with that with my in-house model. And this is going, currently has a BTI of a 2.5. It is over Hardin Valley right now. We're going to get another new skit coming up here in just a second. Other locations that are going to be affected by this would be House Mountain State Park, McMahon, Maloneyville, Lake Forest Mascot, Bearden, Powell, Seymour, Halls, and Carnes. This is tornado with a 1/4 size inch hail possible. This is a tornado warned storm. You need to take shelter immediately. It is raining like crazy. And this is showing signs of rotation right there. Alicia's Vineyard, Bell Bridge, Cherokee Ridge, Pleasant Ridge, Ponderosa Hills, Black Oak, Fountain City. Heads up. This tornado warning extends all the way out to House Mountain, Strawberry Plains, Midway, Seymour. This is a tornado warned storm. This is going to move its way right along Interstate 75, just north of Interstate 40, between Clinton and West Hills. So we've got Bull Run Park right there. We've got Grace Academy Christian. We've got Pleasant Ridge, Wooded Acres, Countryside, Canby Hills. We've got Shod Road, Ball Road, and Ball Camp Pike. We've got Andes Road, Jenkins Road, Bakertown Road. Anybody joining us from there? Heads up. I am inside this tornado warning right now, but we are currently safe. I am not worried about it. If we do need to take shelter, we will grab the kids. We will head to the basement, and I'll keep you posted down the road. But right now, it is north of my area, just right over Ball Camp, Byington, Carnes. So, again, you need to be heading to your safe spot right now. A tornado warning has just been issued by the National Weather Service. This runs until 10:45. We are showing signs of rotation right around the Carnes, Byington, Ball Camp area. That's going to be, again, working its way towards Dry Gap, Beverly Acres, Fountain City. Right along the I-75 corridor. So that's going to be 275 and the 640 interchange into downtown Knoxville. The National Weather Service has canceled the severe thunderstorm warning for Scott County. Scott County, you're good to go. We might be losing some of that rotation right now. The good news is we don't have any debris showing up from that, so not necessarily a tornado that's touched the ground, but it definitely is showing signs of rotation, so that's why the National Weather Service has issued that. Remember, the National Weather Service issuing a tornado warning means take shelter immediately into your safe spot until the storm has passed. We've got West Park Baptist Church over there. We've got the, let's see, what else do we have? We have the Dermatology Associates of Knoxville. We've got Knoxville Rehabilitation Hospital. So these are all places. We've got Beard Middle School, Park West Church, Englewood Pro Home Inspections. Anybody know or familiar with these places? The Federal Bureau of Investigation over off of Old Weisgarber Road. We also have Places like Piney Grove Baptist Church, the Restoration House of East Tennessee. Got Countryside, West Forest, Westava Woods. Got Amherst Road right there, all in the path. McCamey, so this is going to cross over Amherst and McCamey. Okay. This is going to be a lot of information. I'm just going to diagnose everything as we talk. So we've got reflectivity right there. So let's just check in on where the storm is. Heavy rainfall. We've got the velocity product in the bottom left-hand side of the screen. And we'll go... I don't see any debris balls showing up, but we are showing signs. So the top right-hand side of the screen is a rotation tracker. That's showing rotation in the atmosphere right between Carnes and Ball Camp, working its way towards Hidden Hills, Amherst, West Hills as well. Heavy rain is associated with that, so it's going to be a rain-wrapped. If we were to get a tornado out of that, it would be 100% rain-wrapped. You're not going to see it coming. Not to mention, you need to be inside. It's dark outside. You need to be heading off to your interior part of your house, hallway, closet, basement. Take some pillows, blankets with you, helmets, water, and of course your cell phone. There's rotation in the Carnes. Yep, that's the. So apparently the tornado sirens are going off in Seymour right now. There is rotation just to the south of Carnes, between Carnes, Ball Camp, and Amherst, north of West Hills, south of Carpenter Ridge, and west of Deep Creek. So I'm going to circle what I'm looking at on the screen here. So here's your rotation. So you can see at the top left-hand side of the screen, it's rain-wrapped. You're not going to see it. That lines up perfectly with my in-house rotation tracker. Nothing's showing up on the debris tracker. That's good news because nothing's being lofted into the atmosphere as of right now. But definitely something that we're going to keep an eye on very closely here as we continue through time. How is Edgemore Road in Clinton? Again, if you're just now tuning in, we do have a tornado warning right now showing up for Knox County and Anderson County. This runs until 10:45 here tonight. Go back to the velocity product here. So here's where the rotation is. It's showing up just to the west of Fair Oaks, Ridgedale, Amherst. My old stomping grounds. Just Meadowbrook, Countryside, Landmark. So here's your rotation showing up right now. This is your rotation just north of Middlebrook. Working its way towards Timbercrest, Amherst, Fair Oaks, Wooded Acres, and Ridgedale. Anybody above and beyond that, let's go Cherrybrook, Cherokee Ridge, Pleasant Hills, Norwood, Coaster Yards, Deep Creek, West Haven, Westview, Marble City, and downtown Knoxville, Black Oak, Dante, Greenway, Smithwood, and Arlington. If I called out your neighborhood, you need to be heading into your shelter right now. That's where the rotation is showing up right now. So the rotation is going to be right over Amherst Road, Huntington West. So we've got Ball Camp Pike, Bradley Lake Lane, Hunters, Bernard Road. We've got Woodsmith Road. That's our old stomping grounds. Ridgedale, Wooded Acres. That's where I used to live. That's going to work its way right back over Oak Ridge Highway, which is Western Avenue. So anybody joining us from, say, Ball Camp Road and Western Avenue, Oak Ridge Turnpike, that's going to work its way towards Cumberland Estates, Pleasant Ridge, and Pleasant Hills, and then working its way towards Merchant Drive. You need to be heading to your safe shelter right now, interior house. Interior part of your house, your basement, your closet. Takes pillows and blankets with you. Take your cell phone, take your East Tennessee weather app, and join in as we continue to track in this tornado-warned storm. Chris is there. I'm not quite sure where Chris is. Let's go ahead and bring Chris to the conversation real quickly. Chris, where are you? What are you doing?
Still at the Merchant Drive exit off of 75. I believe just heard you mention that as an area. We're looking currently west-northwest. We're kind of off in a parking lot away from some many structures as we can for right now. I'm trying to keep an eye on the sky. Not much happening. It is starting to rain. And, of course, that lightning continues. But we're just standing by watching this thing roll in.
Say one more time. Where are you located? I just want to make sure you're staying safe.
Interstate 75 and Merchants.
Interstate 75 and Merchants. Okay.
National Fitness Center, if that helps you, Mike.
No, I know. That's where I used to live. Okay, you are in the tornado warning, and just realize that is just to your south and west. Looks like we're starting to lose some of that rotation, so that's great news to pass along. I'm not saying it's over, so make sure you stay with me. And again, Chris, just watch that storm from your current location with the radar. I don't want you to be getting caught in the middle of that.
Absolutely.
So that live view right there on the screen is Chris. He's a Witcher weather watcher. He's out ahead of this storm. But again, it looks like we're starting to lose some signs of rotation, but it is going to be moving. So Callahan Drive, so Merchants Drive. So the strongest rotation is going to be probably just moving just to the north of you, Chris. If you're at Merchants Drive and Interstate 75, I think it's going to be a little bit closer to I think we're losing that rotation, but doesn't mean it can't pop back up again. Incredible amounts of rain showing up with this system right now.
We are seeing we've got a storm track up, and it looks like it's tracking a little north of us as of right now, Mike.
All right, perfect. Rainfall rates with this are over 7 inches an hour, so this is going to create issues. We still have that tornado warning right now, so keep in mind we still have a tornado warning for Knox County as well as Anderson County that runs until 10:45. Tornado warning continues right now for Knox and Anderson County. Now, this is going to be along Interstate 40 from West Hills through downtown Knoxville. The strongest rotation with this is going to be showing up just to the north of Interstate 40. Right along Interstate 40, West Hills, Amherst, and Fair Oaks. That's going to be crossing right over Oak Ridge Highway. So Western Avenue, as Western Avenue connects to Interstate 640, and then pushing towards Calhan and also Merchants Drive. So if you're joining us from Merchants Drive, Calhan, along Interstate 75, you probably need to be heading to your safe shelter right now. We are losing that signs of rotation, which is great news. But may just transition to a very heavy rain and wind event as it crosses over 75 from Powell through Fountain City. But I'm watching this closely. Got multiple power outages being reported. Heavy rain. Now this is the heavy rain damaging wind event that is starting to take shape. The wind is going to be absolutely mind-blowing from downtown Knoxville through Fountain City, moving its way into the South Knoxville area. Seymour, you're currently under a severe tornado warning along with Thorn Grove, Seven Island State Park, Strawberry Plains just outside. Maybe on the cusp of that tornado warning, Strawberry Plains. House Mountain and Corrington, so along Chapman Highway. That would not be Chapman Highway. That would be Rutledge Pike and Chapman Highway. and 11E and Interstate 40 that runs east and west just to the east of downtown Knoxville. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning to our south over Madisonville. Madisonville, I'll get to you here in a second, but of course we have to concentrate on a tornado warning through the metropolitan area. The good news is the rotation has really lifted with that system. Winds could be 50 plus, 50, 60 miles per hour. How you doing, Chris?
We're good. Just riding out the rain right now, watching this radar really closely.
All right. I think the rotation has subsided a little bit, but we also have a new severe thunderstorm warning right now that does include Claiborne County, Granger County, Union, Campbell, Anderson, and also northern Knox County, along with that tornado warning. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for also Monroe County. That does include Madisonville. Maryville, you are not currently under a warning. The reason I'm on velocity right now is I'm still tracking the possibility of that spin that's working its way over Powell and on its way towards Beverly Acres and Fountain City Halls. So Fountain City Halls, Holston Hills, Lonsdale, heads up. Ritta Elementary School area, right along Rutledge Pike, heads up. Head to your interior part of your house. Get into the lowest part of your house, bathroom, closet. Take blankets, pillows, and of course your cell phone with you. You want to definitely stay safe, and better to be safe than sorry in an event like this. This is also going to work its way right over. This is Emory Road, so you've got the North Knoxville Medical Center that it's going to be working towards, up towards Halls. That would be Highway 441 through Fountain City and into the Halls community. You've also got Rifle Range Drive. You got Dry Gap Pike, Cunningham Road. So anybody around Sturkey Hills Park, Tommy Schumpert Park, Fountain City Lake and Park, into the downtown Fountain City area. So Cedar Lane. We also have areas that are going to be right over the Bradshaw Golden Drive. That's going to also be Clinton Highway and Interstate 75 and 275. That's where the rotation is starting to show up. Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, are you seeing anything just south of Briarwood Estates on a line towards Fountain City?
No, I mean, the rotation that was showing up just at starting to cross over where the rotation was would be Deep Creek right over the western side of the 640 loop that would connect from 40 to 75 or to 275 and 75. That's where the rotation would be. I don't see necessarily any tight couplets right there or rotation. Still rotating, still a supercell thunderstorm and a rotating thunderstorm for sure. But doesn't appear that it has any major concerns right now. So that is going to move its way right over just a little bit to the south of you if you're still over at Merchants Drive. Chris, you're still along Merchants?
Yeah, sorry, Mike.
That's okay. So Central Avenue Pike right there. So Merchants and Central Avenue Pike, Interstate 75, and also Clinton Highway. The majority of the spin is down a little bit further to the south, but again, seems to have lost a lot of that spin, which is good news to pass along. Power out is out in parts of Campbell County. Thank you very much, Jacob. Appreciate that. Holston Hills, you said? Holston Hills. Okay, so Holston Hills, you are now just where the rotation would be. You're about 7 miles away from that. So about 12 minutes or so max. But again, I don't see the rotation on the velocity product, on the radar product that we saw just a little bit ago before the National Weather Service issued the tornado warning. We are getting reports, by the way, by a third party that a tornado was spotted on Edgemore in Oak Ridge Volunteer Relief Corps, working to conform via the ham radio. So this is coming in from the ham operators around town. Big shout out to those guys and gals. They work very hard during severe weather events. The National Weather Service continues a severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, for Monroe County. They have canceled the severe thunderstorm warning for Loudoun and McMinn County, and also have allowed the Campbell County, Anderson, Roane, and Morgan County severe thunderstorm warning to expire as well. Anybody joining us from Morgan, Scott, Fentress, Cumberland, Ray, Meggs? You all can go to bed. Anybody down towards Sequatchie, Bledsoe, Hamilton County, you all can go to bed. But stay alert if you're joining us from Claiborne, Granger, Union, Jefferson, of course, Knox County, where we still have that tornado warning that's ongoing, Sevier County, and Blount County. And anybody east of the I-75 corridor, heads up, we still have these storms coming on through. Anybody west of the I-75 corridor or west of downtown Knoxville, you can go to bed. Enjoy your evening. It is now 10:23. All right, Chris, it looks like the worst is through your area. Is that true?
We're getting heavy rain right now, Mike. Looks like the wind has subsided quite a bit, so that's a good sign. We're actually just looking at the radar on the map and looking to see if we want to roll south for that storm that's kind of rolling south of Kingston towards town.
Yeah, if you wanted to head south on the 75 and jump back on Interstate 40, that storm's going to be working its way right towards you.
Yep, I think we're going to do that. We're going to start rolling out, Mike. Thanks.
All right, I'm going to keep your feed live. Chris Hahn, everybody, and his son braving the elements tonight to bring us some live views around East Tennessee. Appreciate you guys. They're Witcher Weather Watchers. They're storm chasers, and they're part of East Tennessee weather. Oak Ridge and Clinton. Kaylee. Oak Ridge and Clinton. Clinton, you're good to go to bed. Lake City, you're good to go to bed. Oak Ridge, you're good to go to bed. Let me just double check Oak Ridge. Hold on. Just watch Oak Ridge, Hardin Valley. Watch that storm just to the south and west of you, Kingston, Paint Rock. That's where Chris is going to be heading to here in just a little bit. But of course, downtown Knoxville, Holston Hills getting into the thick of things right now. House Mountain up towards Corrington. I do have a camera up in Corrington. Let's see if we can pull that up. I don't know if I'll be able to pull that up right now. I don't know, but I'm gonna move my downtown Clinton camera and spin that around to the other side.
Yeah. A lot of rain this way, a lot of standing water, Mike.
Oh, I can see that right there from that car. So where are you located exactly right there?
We're literally at Merchants Drive, just down the road from the I-75 exit. We're getting ready to I guess, turn east or north? Yeah, east.
Okay.
Yeah, lots. I mean, of course, the gutters are flooded right now.
Right. I mean, we're getting 5 to 7 inches per hour. I mean, this is an incredible deluge. Let's see. Let's see. The National Weather Service continues the tornado warning until 10:45. So the tornado warning is going to continue for places like Corrington, House Mountain, Skagston, right along Rutledge Pike, Strawberry Plains. That's the Leyton area, Thorn Grove, Midway, Seven Islands State Park, McMahon, Seymour. The tornado warning is going to continue for your area. We'll look at the wind shear showing up. So we still have quite a bit of spin showing up from Fountain City down to the Asbury area. So it's working its way towards Caswell and Holston Hills, Arminda. And so heads up, anybody joining us from Rutledge Pike, northeast Knox County, over towards, say, right around the Amazon facility over there. We also have not Costco, but the other one, whatever it's called, Sam's Club over there. So heads up if you're joining us from northeast Knox County over towards the Amazon facility. We have spin still showing up and heading your way. Not a lot of spin.
And Mike, we're going to make a quick pit stop.
All right, buddy. Take a quick pit stop. I'll take your camera off. Wave back at me when you're ready. So right above me, we've got the radar looping to give you an idea of how this is all pushing its way from west to east. Just below that, right above my head, we have a live view from downtown Clinton. And again, we've seen some incredible rain, lightning, and wind. And we've got some power outages that are ongoing. We have severe thunderstorm warnings right now for Claiborne County, Granger, Union, as well as North Knox County. So heads up places like Claiborne County, Bean Station, and also Hamblin County, Bean Station in Northern Granger County, Rogersville and Baileyton, Hawkins, Hancock, Green, over towards Cott County. So you're not out of the woods yet, as we have heavy rain and strong thunderstorms to our west. We still have an ongoing tornado warning for downtown Knoxville, although I'd say anybody along the I-75 corridor west, from West Hills to Powell High School to Edgemore, Solway to Hardin Valley, you are in the clear. However, Hardin Valley, I said earlier, heads up, and same with Farragut. We still have another strong cell moving out of Paint Rock, Kingston, Woodlawn, Philadelphia to Loudoun. So Lenore City, you're next in line. The I-75-40 splits next in line. That would also include places like Farragut and potentially Hardin Valley as well. So we'll see what the National Weather Service does with this one. The National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Jefferson, Blount, Knox, Hamblin, Cocke, Granger, and Sevier County that runs until let's see what that goes. That's going to run until 11:30 tonight. So again, the latest severe thunderstorm warning does now include Morristown, Jefferson City, Bainbury, Newport, Dandridge, Douglas Lake, Sevierville, Strawberry Plains, and Thorn Grove. So if we were to track that for you, the storms are going to the east at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. So we'll just take the leading edge of this storm. We'll come out. We'll just go 40 miles an hour, give you a little bit more heads up possibly. So there's a giant list right there on your screen. I've added a huge list so you can understand what's going on. All right, so places like Walland at 1031, Strawberry Plains 1031, Thorn Grove 1032, Seymour 1032, or 1033. We've got Kodak at about 1040. Same with you folks in Townsend. Newmarket at about 1040. Then you ramp it up to about 1050 or so from Jefferson City to Wares Valley, Sevierville to Pigeon Forge and Douglas Lake. You get closer to about 10:55 to 11 o'clock, and we're looking at Dandridge, Cherokee Lake, Gatlinburg at about 10:59 to 11 o'clock, about 11 o'clock in Bainbury, White Pine, Morristown, and Pittman Center. Also pushing about 11 o'clock here tonight that the severe weather will be moving its way into your area, where we do have severe thunderstorm warnings that are ongoing, and a continued tornado warning that is still ongoing right around the Holston Hills area. So let's check in on that. We have some rotation showing up from Mule Hollow to Holston Hills, Caswell to Eastwood, Riverdale to Kimberlin Heights, Mascot to Skagston. So again, where you see that rotation right there, that green on the screen, that's where we're seeing some rotation. So now we'll switch over to the velocity product. Again, I don't see anything major showing up in the velocity. We come up a little bit more in the atmosphere, and now you can start to see a little bit more rotation. But it's going to be rotation aloft in the atmosphere. Here's your rotation basically right here, generally speaking, although there's some smaller rotation right there that we need to watch. Let's see if that turns into anything. Hold on one second. All right, so we have a little bit of rotation showing up right there. Hold on one second. No. So you see how it's all clearing out. So let me just switch over to the national radar for a second. I'll just loop this over the last hour. Really get an idea of how this is all progressing eastward. So anybody along the I-75 corridor, basically further west, for the most part, you are good to go to bed tonight. If you want to catch some sleep by, it's only 10:32, so we got some time. But we're going to continue to track this. We still have flash flood warnings that are ongoing right now for places like Cumberland County. That runs until midnight tonight, Eastern Daylight Time. Nashville's flash flood warning has slowly subsided, so that's good news. So this is how it's all progressing from east to west. Or excuse me, from west to east. All right, we're going to bring Chris back to the conversation. Chris, got any news for me?
No, we're back on the road heading south on 75. I don't know that we're going to make it all the way to Rockford, which is kind of where it looks like that cell that was out towards Harriman is going. But we are going to head south of town and see what we can find that way. And, maybe that storm does track a little further north and we'll be able to see it or intercept it.
How's the interstate looking? There's a lot of standing water, obviously, but interstate's usually a little bit better than the side roads.
Yeah, interstate is dry completely. Nice to see low traffic for once.
Well, it is 10:30 at night on a Monday, so there we go. I guess it's Tuesday. I keep saying Monday, I think. And nobody wants to go back to a Monday, Chris. Nobody wants to go back to a Monday. No, hey, by the way, somebody was asking about Maynardville. Maynardville, by the way, you're kind of in the thick of it right now, but it should be passing within the next 5 to 10 minutes. And then Maynardville, you can go to bed. Heavy wind in Claiborne County, says Melissa. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that. Campbell County, Scott County, Fentress County, you can all go to bed. Morgan County, Anderson County, you can all go to bed. Heads up, Roane County, don't go to bed yet. West Knoxville, don't go to bed yet. Loudoun County, you cannot go to bed yet. We still have a strong cell moving its way into Loudoun as well as Blount. And eventually it's going to work its way into Sevier County. Farragut, hang just a little bit longer, Farragut. And West Knoxville, we still have that storm coming in out of Loudoun County that's going to be working its way on in. Here's that tornado warning right now. So tornado warning continues for House Mountain, Skagston, Strawberry Plains, Eastwood, Thorn Grove, Midway, Seven Islands, McMahon, and Seymour. Next in line for seeing these strong cells would be Friends Station, Jefferson City, Flat Gap, Piedmont, Deep Springs, Douglas Lake, Kodak, Alder Branch, Sevierville, and anybody traveling along Chapman Highway. We also have 11E. 25W. That's going to run all the way from Strawberry Plains to Morristown. Anybody joining us from Jefferson City or May Acres or Mill Spring or Alpha, Cherokee as well. New Corinth or Joppa, heads up. Along 11W, big time rain and wind is on its way towards you. South of that line, it's been right over Maryville, Rockford, and Alcoa. Down towards Benfield, Lanier, excuse me, Happy Valley. So the next in line would be the Smoky Mountain National Park. So we're talking about Cades Cove and just outside of Walland and Townsend. So Townsend, you're next in line. Wares Valley, Briar, Tremont, Elkmont, of course, up in the national park. We've got Cove Creek, Cascades, Pigeon Forge. Anybody along 321 that runs into the national park from Gatlinburg to Pigeon Forge and Sevierville, heads up. Heavy rain and strong winds are heading your way. That will stretch all the way down the parkway to Kodak. So from Kodak to Gatlinburg along the parkway, that would be the Dolly Parton Parkway as well. And also 321 that runs from Townsend through Wares Valley into Pigeon Forge. Heads up, strong wind and heavy rain is moving your direction. So hang on to your hats. It's coming your way. Is Halls, excuse me, is Halls good to go to bed? Halls, you're good to go to bed. Thanks for asking. Farragut hangs strong. We still have a strong cell just moving its way out of Woodlawn and Lenore City right now. Loudon, Cave Creek, and Adolphus, Paint Rock area. So heads up Farragut and Choteau and Friendsville and Anatoc. We've got Rocky Hill again next in line. So again, now we got another batch of heavy rain getting ready to work its way back over the same locations that have already seen heavy rain, and that's going to present some issues. The National Weather Service has canceled 5 counties. Let's see. National Weather Service has canceled some of the tornado watch. Let's go back to the tornado watch for just a brief moment of time. All right, so tornado watch has now been canceled for Scott, Morgan, Fentress, Cumberland. We've got Bledsoe all the way down to Sequatchie County as well. So the Cumberland Plateau, the tornado watch has now been canceled. We do not have a tornado watch for Rogersville, Greenville, Newport, or Tri-Cities, but still have the tornado watch in effect until 2 a.m. for the Central Valley. But we clearly know that it is only 10:38. This is not going to last until 2 a.m. Don't worry about that. Let's go down to Lenore City to see if there's any rotation. Michaela's asking about that. By the way, good evening, Michaela. How are you? No rotation showing up there. We're going to probably get some strong winds. Not too terribly bad. But heavy rain. Rainfall rates with that system moving its way back into Loudon, Lenore City. We're pushing about 5, 6, 7 inches per hour. So that's going to move its way back through probably closer to Hardin Valley, Farragut, into West Hills, Rocky Hill, Louisville, and Friendsville. Heavy rain. If you've already seen heavy rain, that is going to work its way back into your area. You can see a live view on the top right-hand side of the screen. That's Chris Hahn and the sun. Storm chasing for us here this evening. Which direction are you traveling right now? People are asking.
We're heading south. I took a wrong turn, so we had to bypass 75 and come back around the Alcoa Highway.
So what are you on right now? Are you on Alcoa Highway or are you on Interstate 40?
We're on Alcoa Highway heading south.
You're on
See
Alcoa
the
Highway
storm
heading
off
south.
off to our west there, yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. So is that like UT Medical Center on your left-hand side then? In campus?
Yep, sure is right now.
Okay.
Passing
Cool.
it right now.
What's that?
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
Is the airport a good destination?
Yeah, from that storm that's moving its way out of Loudoun County. That's going to work its way right over Louisville and the airport. So, yeah, if you want to head down Alcoa Highway to the airport, you'll be maybe just stop at like Topside Road, maybe.
All right.
Or you could go all the way down to the airport. There's no warning on that storm right now, but you're going to get rocked and rolled, that's for sure. Hardin Valley, hang tight just a little bit longer. Hardin Valley, the strongest part of that cell's to your south, but I think Hardin Valley and Karn, Solway, Oak Ridge, and Oliver Springs, you guys can go to bed. Maybe Hardin Valley, just hang on a little bit longer. Maybe watch some TV while you got this East Tennessee weather app up and running. If you're broadcasting this live update on the app itself. So some folks were asking about McGee Tyson Airport So far, reports of numerous trees down, but no structural damage right now at McGee Tyson Airport. So that's good news to pass along. The National Weather Service continues a severe thunderstorm warning for Claiborne County, northeastern Knox, western Granger, and eastern Union County. That runs until 11:30. That's okay. Think of it's over. Now it's time for my wife to blow up some balloons for my son's birthday, which is tomorrow. I may or may not help you this year. So it looks like the National Weather Service is likely, okay, the strongest part of that cell, Strawberry Plains, Thorn Grove, Midway, Seven Islands, McMahon, Seymour, down to Bays Mountain Estates and DuPont. But that is nearing the edge of the tornado warning. And so they would imagine that they're going to get rid of the tornado warning, as I think they should. And they're continuing a severe thunderstorm warning for Jefferson City along 11E. Anybody along the 11E from Strawberry Plains, Jefferson City to Morristown. Interstate 81, Interstate 40, that run, and the 4081 split from Bainbury to Dandridge, Douglas Lake to Sevierville. Got a strong skit showing up right there. BTI of 2.4, so not too terribly concerned about that. That is going to be working its way into Kodak at 1051, Douglas Lake 1106, and Dandridge at 1112. I love some of these YouTube names, by the way. I mean, do you just put those on there for me to read? And so I try to read these things and sound like, that guy. All right, asking about Hardin Valley's good to go to bed. Powell, let's talk about you folks, Penn Powell. I really like to announce when people can go to bed so they can take care of their families and whatnot, I should say. But Powell, you can go to bed. Halls, you can go to bed. Fountain City, you can go to bed. Heavy rain moving its way back into Farragut, into West Knoxville. So Hardin Valley, West Hills, Rocky Hills, and Bluegrass. Anybody along Pellissippi Parkway, Foxfire, Lakewood, and anybody joining us from, say, Tanrera, Foxfire, or Hickory Hills, hang tight. No severe thunderstorm warning, probably just some strong winds and some incredible amounts of rain that may lead to more flooding and flash flooding concerns around the area. But Lenore City to Friendsville, Happy Valley to Maryville, heads up. Still another little system back to our west. A little bit further to the south. Didn't forget about you folks across the Southern Valley, Madisonville to Tellico Plains, Bald River Falls to Indian Boundary and Ducktown. But we did have a tornado warning for the major metro of Knox County. And so I had to keep an eye on that. What's that? Who's saying that? No. Carly, where are you at? Is it C or K? No confirmed tornado. I gotta catch up on chat here. You guys are all chatting away like crazy. It's awesome. I love it. Thank you so much, by the way, for joining me tonight. And my wife, thanks for trusting us to bring you the information. Again, you're looking at a live view right there, top right-hand side of the screen. Chris and his son, East Tennessee Weather Storm Chasers, which are weather watchers is what we call ourselves, traveling southbound on Alcoa Highway. And you're going to run right into the thick of it here in just a little bit, Chris.
Gotcha.
Heavy rain just to the west of you, moving its way over towards Louisville. And again, that's going to work its way right over the airport here in a little bit. How's Strawberry Plains? Strawberry Plains, just kind of winding things down in Strawberry Plains. Once this batch of heavy rains moves on out, Strawberry Plains, you guys are good to go to bed. Apparently, KPD advised tornado touchdown at I-40. Well, we'll have to see what the National Weather Service says about that. Maryville, hang a little bit longer, Maryville. Sevierville heads up. A big, strong wind and rain is moving its way along the parkway from Kodak. It's already past Seymour. So, Seymour, you're pretty much good to go, but you're still under a warning right now. So, the heaviest rain and the strongest wind is going to be working its way over Kodak, along the parkway from Kodak through Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, towards Wares Valley, Gatlinburg, depending on which direction you want to go, and Townsend as well. So, again, if you live east, if you live east of Maynardville, Rutledge, so we're talking about places like Tazewell, Bean Station, Rutledge, heads up. Still a severe thunderstorm warning right now that continues for Claiborne County. Also, that continues for Granger County and Union County. Although Union County, you're probably good to go. We still have some stronger cells moving its way through just outside of Luttrell. In Chesney, that would be, and Washburn. So anybody joining us from Joppa, Sunset, Rutledge along 11W, Blaine to Avondale, heads up, still under a severe thunderstorm warning that runs until 11:15 and some stronger cells, but looks like it's weakening a little bit, which is good. Straw Plains, just a few minutes longer, and I think you'll be good to go to bed. New Market to Rocky Valley and Willardtown. And Piedmont and 4 Points, heads up, stay a little bit... Stay with me a little bit a little bit longer, I should say. Henry Crossroads to Alder Branch, Union Grove to Cattlesburg and Union Hill and Sevierville. Heads up, heavy rain moving its way along the parkway as we speak. Should Kodak go to its safe spot? Let me just double check on that. There is, okay, just to recap for everybody, there's no tornado warnings as we speak. No tornado warnings. We only have 2. That would be 2 severe thunderstorm warnings right now. That's it. Even down for Maryville and into Monroe County, Loudoun County, no severe thunderstorm warnings right now. The National Weather Service continues a severe thunderstorm warning for Claiborne, Knox, Union, and Granger County. Those are the 2 severe thunderstorm warnings we have right there in the center of your screen. We've got Chris driving down Alcoa Highway. Woo, look at all that rain. Listen, if the Waffle House is open, you know things are well. You know about the Waffle House effect, right? You've heard about this. Interesting story, but the National Hurricane Center, one of the directors there, calls it the Waffle House effect. And during hurricanes, if Waffle House is open, the community is doing just fine. Because Waffle House never closes. Is that the airport right there? Straight ahead?
Yep, that's looking right at the airport.
Are there planes getting ready to land?
Just the runway lights are active. I don't see any active aircraft.
Yeah, because they're stuck in the clouds and flying around these storms. I wouldn't want to be in that airplane.
Does this look like a good spot to see the storm roll in?
Yeah.
Yeah, the lightning has died way down. Not a very dynamic view, is it?
Oh my gosh. I'm totally going to... Myra, don't steal my idea. That's amazing. I love it. Done. I don't know any... I've been doing this for 25 years. I don't know anybody else in my business that tells people to go to bed. Quit watching. Go to bed. Oh, Myra. I'm going to make a T-shirt like that. You know that, right? Okay. Janelle, remember that one. Thank you, Myra. We'll sell that with on the East Tennessee Weather Platform. How about that? I'll go get those made. Huh? Yeah. We'll get you a T-shirt for sure, Myra. The severe thunderstorm warning isn't showing up on radar for you in Granger County. What?
We are worried.
Say that again.
LaSalle and Farragut and Maryville, we are worried.
There's no severe thunderstorm warning for the cell in Farragut and Maryville right now. Down towards Happy Valley, we've got a strong cell. Could see some hail. Hail up to about a half an inch in diameter, so not severe hail, but probably damaging winds would be the main threat. That's going to be, it's over Happy Valley right now, so did I tell Bluegrass and North Shore they could go to bed yet? If I did, I apologize. That one little cell snuck its way a little bit further north from Lenore City to Farragut. So, but again, no severe thunderstorm warning, just a rocking and a rolling right now. From Farragut to Louisville, Lenore City to Loudon, Maryville to Benfield, Wildwood to Tellico Village, and Loudon. Still rocking and rolling right there, but no severe thunderstorm warning at this hour for those communities I just called out. That live picture in the top right-hand side of the screen, for those that may just now be joining, is from Chris and his son. They're down Alcoa Highway. That's McGee Tyson Airport right in front of you. We have a strong cell moving its way through Happy Valley right now. I don't know why Chattanooga's showing up like that and in lowercase. That's really weird, but ignore that. Townsend at 11:15 and Tremont at 11:21. Right above my head is the downtown live view in downtown Clinton. And above that is the radar loop and really starting to see improving conditions. The rain is, I really do think that once these two warnings are done, we may get one or two more for maybe South Knoxville, Maryville, or excuse me, Blount County and Sevier County. But other than that, I really think things are going to be drastically improving. When you look at the power outages around East Tennessee, we've got a lot of power outages, that's for sure. So many of you are probably experiencing that. Anywhere from Fentress County, where we have upwards of 20% without power. And I-40 and Weisgarber apparently has been shut down to one lane due to a car accident. I-40 and Weisgarber. What's that? A multi-vehicle wreck. I can show you that, you know. There it is. So let's get this on camera for you. So this.
Way down.
Oh. I'm not going to be able to get that on camera. Bear with me. We're going to do a couple things here.
Turn for rain, though.
Can you give me that? Oh, no. Yeah. All right, so that's Interstate 40 and Weisgarber right there. So a bad accident at Interstate 40 and Weisgarber on the eastbound lane, I believe it is. Let me just double check. That would be the eastbound lane. Thank you. So that's Interstate 40 and Weisgarber, but that's at the end of the tail of the accident. Let's go back to 40 and 75 in West Hills. Traffic is slow there, but obviously you can see the traffic is not working so well right there at 40 and Weisgarber. Come back to the radar. So getting reports right now from, you said Dandridge? Dandridge and Highway 139 right now. Get a new radar update here in just a second. Thanks, Woody Lee. And it's just beginning. Yes, just beginning for you folks in Dandridge. You got some very heavy rain to your west. You are under a severe thunderstorm warning, remember. Dandridge, Douglas Lake, Sevierville, Kodak, White Pine, Bainbury, Newport, and Morristown is still under a severe thunderstorm warning. The National Weather Service is keeping an eye on that cell just northeast of Sevierville. It's trying to start to spin. So let's go back to Sevierville, northeast of Sevierville.
Yeah.
So let's come down here. It is trying to spin. Right around the Cape Crossroad, Dumplin area, Deep Springs, Piedmont, and Green Hill. Keep an eye on the storm. I'll keep an eye on the storm for you, but make sure you Green Hill, Rocky Valley, Flat Gap, Hannacutt Mill, Grants Chapel, and Dandridge. Heads up, the National Weather Service is keeping an eye on this storm that's in the center of your screen. It is showing some signs of rotation. There's the rotation right along Interstate, I believe that's 40, Interstate 40. What'd you say? So the rotation would be right about in this area right here. And when I loop the radar, oops, it's not a clear defined rotation. But when I loop the radar, you can kind of see how that's that little piece right there that I'm showing you. See how that's like spinning from Thorn Grove? Right there. So Deep Springs, Green Hill, Dandridge, Shady Grove, heads up. There is some spinning motion into this storm that could be heading your way. Great view of McGee Tyson Airport right there from the top right-hand side of the screen. Chris and his son are storm chasing for East Tennessee weather tonight. Hey, by the way, if you're joining us on Facebook or YouTube and you don't have the East Tennessee weather app, don't forget to scan the QR code in the bottom right-hand side of the screen. Download the app. Go smash and subscribe that YouTube button. It really helps the platform out. And don't forget about all the advertisers that are rotating right below me. If it weren't for them, I would not be where I'm at today. And if it weren't for you, I would not be where I'm at today. So thank you. And you're welcome, Pamela. That's the kind of stuff I love. I'm glad I could help you all out. That's all I want to do. Hey, Molly, I'm okay with that. I do. I think I'm getting a little kink in my neck. I mean, that's what you do when you've been broadcasting for hours. There we go, Joy. I like that. The bed store should partner with you. Oh, there we go. You can go to bed. You can go to bed. You can go to bed. Cedar Bluff, okay to go to bed? There we go. I like it. I like that you can ask me those questions now. That's awesome. Cedar Bluff. Cedar Bluff. Yeah, Cedar Bluff, you can go to bed. Hardin Valley, you can go to bed. Solway, Oak Ridge, you can go to bed. Carnes, Claxton, Clinton, you can go to bed. We only have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings right now. And that is all we have left. I would imagine that's probably going to be the extent of it for the night tonight.
Yeah,
well,
Mike,
I
it
like
looks like
all
down
of
here.
you joining me. What's that?
I was just saying that down here at the airport, the heavy rain has moved on. We got a little light mist, and I think that cell has all but called it a night.
I think it has as well. Why don't you hit the road and you and your son go home and enjoy the rest of your night, buddy.
Stay safe, Mike. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, bud. You going to keep your live feed up?
I will.
All right. We'll keep it up, and I'll put you on mute. Travel safely, and thanks for your hard work tonight, bud. Everybody, big shout out for Chris and his son tonight. Getting out in the elements and giving us a perspective that we don't typically get to see when we do severe weather coverage. Tony, I try to answer as many questions as I possibly can. This is a question and answer platform during severe weather coverage. I could talk about these storms all day long, but who's it affecting? I want to help you out. So I really appreciate that comment. Your husband is a massage therapist in Farragut, and he's the best. Go see him. Sarah, email me, mike@easttnweather.com. Let me know. I need a good massage therapist. My wife used to be a massage therapist. She used to be a massage therapist when we first met. Now she's a nurse. Still a massage therapist, but you know, you want your car fixed, don't marry a mechanic. That's what they say. Newport. Newport. Hang a little bit stronger, Newport. You're still under a severe thunderstorm warning right now in Newport. Cedar Bluff, we just had some trees flying everywhere, barely missed my car, and still massive thunder. But improving conditions. Is South Knoxville okay to go to bed? South Knoxville, no warning right now. Heavy rain. And so I would likely say you can go to bed. I really think that the majority of you could probably just go crawl into bed. I'm going to let these, now we've got another warning that's been allowed to expire. So we've only got one more severe thunderstorm warning that runs until 11:30. It's 11:03. That does include Cott County, Sevier County, Hamlin, Jefferson, and I guess that's it. So Cox, Sevier, Jefferson, and Hamlin County still severe thunderstorm warning until 11:30. And the National Weather Service has canceled the severe thunderstorm warning for Claiborne and Granger County. Chapman Highway 441 going north in Sevier County near Zion Hill. A large tree is down and blocking traffic. Traffic is using the left shoulder to pass going towards Knoxville. Something to kind of keep in mind. If you're traveling Chapman Highway 441 towards downtown Knoxville from Sevier County, near Zion Hill, there's a large tree down blocking traffic, and traffic is using the shoulder to get around that. National Weather Service is talking about the interesting feature, the hook on the radar. Hook, but but the rotation is weak near Douglas Lake, near Dandridge. So this is up. Now the hook just filled in. So this is the hook they were talking about right there. So this is the hook the National Weather Service was talking about. You've got your right there. So this is where the spin would be. Let's see if that lines up with the shear product, which I would imagine it probably does. And it does. So there we go. So there's your hook. But when you look at the velocity on that, a weak velocity hook, a weak velocity return. So not necessarily tornado inducing, although it is producing a nice little hook. Now, again, that was a few minutes ago. So you can see how that's filled in. See how that hook is filled in. Nice little hook right there. And that's a good solid hook. A little bit of rotation showing up. So there's your rotation right there. Red is away. Green is towards the radar. The radar is Morristown, so that's in the top left-hand side of your screen. So this would be the rotation right there, just on the south side of Douglas Lake. Now, again, this was at 11:05. Excuse me. That would have been at 11 o'clock, so about 5 minutes ago. But then when you go to the radar... and you look at the different products, and let's see what the shear looks like. There's the shear. So there you go. It just lines up perfectly. Weak radar. There's the hook, and there's the shear. So we've got the rotation with that, but not enough to really do anything. And then it just kind of looks like it's just kind of fizzling out a little bit. Maryville, Rockwood area. No one's talking about the wind, but we've got some strong winds, but no severe thunderstorm warning for that. So some of those winds are being transferred to the surface. But nothing too crazy that like really just like, you know, is obvious that we're seeing that incredibly strong wind. Still have that severe thunderstorm warning. Skywarn storm spotters, Josh Marler reporting a 1.06 inches of rain in the last hour in Eagleton Village.
ETA on Tri-Cities and severity.
Say that again. Tri-Cities.
For Tri-Cities and severity.
So Tri-Cities, heads up, Upper East Tennessee. So we still have that one severe thunderstorm warning. Still have some stronger cells and some possible strong winds from Hawkins County, Hancock County, down to, I should say, Hawkins County down to Granger County into Jefferson County. But I would imagine as these storms progress northeast, the risk level is going to decrease. You tell John and Darren we said hi. You tell John and Darren we said hi. What's up, TBTCB Gaming? I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot to handle for your handle. Hancock County, just some heavier rain, some gusty wind, no severe weather threat, so you're doing just fine in Hancock County. Blount County, I mean, you got some heavy rain showing up in Blount County right now. So anybody joining us from Blount County, heavy rain, no severe thunderstorm warning. I really think that a lot of these features are going to start to die down. Again, we only have one warning right now. So I'm going to continue to monitor these cells, but I would imagine that you probably are good to go to bed in most counties. Claiborne County, Union, Campbell County, you can go to bed. Anderson, I would say even Knox County, you can go to bed. Yay, Knox County, I know, hey! All right, over towards Loudoun County, Roane, Morgan, Fentress, Cumberland County, Ray Meigs County, Southern Valley, you can go to bed. Maybe hanging a little bit stronger. No warnings for Monroe County or Blount County right now, but we do have some heavier rain showers still showing up there. And some strong gusty winds.
Can Greenback go to bed? Kevin says he's going to bed in the basement because you're not answering him.
Greenback. Sorry, Kevin. Kevin, I'm sorry, Kevin. Stick with me, bud. I'm trying. No, Greenback, you're good to go. Greenback's good to go. Sorry, Kevin. Can Farragut go to bed? Farragut, you can go to bed. Vincent. Kodak, you're still technically under the severe thunderstorm warning. Excuse me. But the strongest storms are to your east, so Kodak, I would say you can go to bed. There we go. Kristen, Janelle. Good night, Janelle. Kodak, I think you can go to bed. Gary says, it just touched down here, son. It's here, buddy. Where's here? And what are you talking about? Let us know what you're talking about, Gary. Love the beard, by the way. Yeah, we need a location with that. Here, I don't know where here is. Can Washburn go to bed? Washburn, Granger County. I would say Washburn, you're probably good to go to bed. Pigeon Forge. So the strongest cell is over Dandridge, working its way towards White Pine and Bainbury and Newport along Interstate 40 from the 81-40 split. So I would say you're probably good to go to bed from Kodak to Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, Douglas Lake. I think the majority of the severe weather is back off to your east now. Dandridge hangs strong just a little bit longer. Jefferson City hangs strong just a little bit longer. Morristown, White Pine, hang with me a little bit longer. I still have that severe thunderstorm warning until 11:30. Seymour, you're good to go to bed. Holston Hills, downtown Knoxville, Rocky Hill, Louisville, Alcoa, Maryville, Friendsville, Lenore City, Loudon, Tellico Village, Vonore. You can all go to bed. Madisonville, Athens, Sweetwater. Good night. Sleep tight. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning for Wake Up with the Witcher at 6 o'clock in the morning, by the way.
Nobody will be up with you.
Maybe when the kids go on summer break, we'll switch Wake Up with the Witcher to 7 o'clock in the morning. Right? Are you with me on that one? I get a little bit of extra sleep. You're getting a little extra sleep. You get some sleep. You get some sleep. We all get a little extra sleep. Flat Gap just heard some thunder, but wants to go to bed. Brennan. Flat Gap, I believe, is A-okay to go to bed. Correct me if I'm wrong. Flat Gap is in Morgan County. A lot of damage in Farragut? Let's see if any pictures have shown up on Witcher's Pictures. Oh. Kelly Fluke. Kelly Fluke, this is amazing. Solo parenting while anticipating tornado warnings at bedtime. Better safe than sorry. Look at all those cute kids. Got one little sleepy baby, 2 kids playing on some phones, mom stressing out about the tornado warnings. Oh, I love it. Thanks for uploading that photo for me. That was Kelly. I love it, Kelly. Incredible lightning show showing up. Here's some great photos to share with you here this evening. So this is from Misty Coatney. Misty Coatney, maybe? Still talking about the storms as they continue to progress eastward. We only have one severe thunderstorm warning right now. That still includes Sevierville, Newport, Jefferson City, Morristown, Bainbury, Dandridge, Douglas Lake. But the strongest part of it is working its way over Interstate 40 from Oak Grove to Belmont, Tryon to Baileytown. So Gum Spring, Newport, Bainbury, Holttown, Bybee, and Bridgeport, along with Bat Harbor and Edwina, along with Parrottsville. Heads up, this is going to be working its way to the northeast. So I'd say like Bernard Grove, High Point, Bird Hill, and Beulah. Probably hang strong just a little bit longer as this moves its way over Interstate 40. Greenville. So Greenville just... let's see, Greenville, you got a little bit of time before the storms move on in. Right now, you're just getting some good, solid, light, maybe light rain. Some stronger cells to your west. But this whole system in general, let me just say that this whole system in general is really weakening. I mean, when you look at the big picture, and we'll take you to our viewing area, and we show you the radar loop over the last hour, you can really see that weakening trend. So the radar returns, not getting those dark shades of reds anymore. Let me move this over. Not getting the dark shades of reds anymore. And it's really starting to fizzle out. And so I really think that for the most part, I think that everybody is pretty much ready to go to bed here tonight. Yeah, the wind's going to be picking up in Newport, Carson Springs. Got a nice little cell again moving right over Interstate 40 right now. It is a severe thunderstorm warned storm, by the way. So we're bringing back to the current hour. So again, let's come to the local view. Gum Springs, Newport, Old Town, Forest Hill, Bybee, Rankin, Holt Town, Red Wine, Point Pleasant, White Pine, and Bainbury. It is moving its way right over Interstate 40 as we speak. That's the latest radar update from the National Weather Service's radar in Morristown. How is Greenville looking along Interstate 81? So again, anybody along this line, so basically along Interstate 81 and 40, east to northeast, this is all going to continue to weaken as it tracks its way into the Tri-Cities area. I think anybody into Blount County, yes, we still have some stronger cells showing up and some rumbles of thunder that are showing up into places like Monroe County and southern Blount County towards Tallahassee and Happy Valley, which, by the way, just a quick side note, is right where the earthquake was. And it looks like wherever Chris is right now, everything has been smooth sailing. Let's pipe Chris's microphone in for a second and see if he has anything to say. How have the roads been, buddy? You want to talk?
Yeah. Hey, we're about ready to wrap it up for the night. We're back over by Middlebrook Level Road area. The rain was pretty heavy until we got I got about 3-4 miles from here. It's all but stopped. Roads are completely passable, so looks like we maybe dodged a big bullet here.
I think so too. I've had some reports coming in from parts of West Knoxville into parts of Anderson County as the possibility of some damage. Of course, we'll probably get an idea once we wake up tomorrow. We're also asking the National Weather Service if they're going to continue to trim back the tornado watch, which I would imagine that gets canceled here very, very soon. Chris, you and your son drive safe for the rest of the way home. We'll take you off camera. I do so much appreciate you guys tonight, to really adding a whole nother element to the reporting, to the responsibility of giving folks the weather information here in our community, because we are a community. We try to work together to be a community. And so that's really what
that is why
I
we're
want
out here,
to
Mike.
do. All right, buddy. Well, I appreciate it. And we're going to bring in somebody else as I say goodbye to you. We're actually going to say hi to Mr. Josh Queener here, who's joining us. Maybe I can get you on here. Hold on one second, Josh. I just lost him. We'll get him back on. Maybe he'll ring back in here in a second. And Josh is with the Anderson County Emergency Managers, and he just rang in, but we'll see if he rings back. So give me a moment of time. There he is. There he is. Hold on one second, Josh. Let me adjust this camera so... All right, we got a headshot of Josh.
Good evening,
Hey,
Mike.
Josh, tell us who you are and what you're doing and what you got going on.
Josh Queener, Anderson County Emergency Management. We're live here in the EOC in Anderson County.
All right, so what have you heard? Any damage showing up in Anderson County?
Not a lot of damage, just normal trees down. We do have roughly, I think, about 900 people without power. It strands across the county from the Claxton community over into the Marlowe community. Just no major damage at this point, just trees down. We did have a lot of wind, a lot of lightning, heavy rain.
And you're talking countywide, correct?
Yes, countywide.
That's fantastic news. I mean, listen, we had that tornado warned storm that started off over right around Hardin Valley. That's this is now round number 2 for you folks with a tornado warning that's coming like right out of Roane County, Hardin Valley area into Anderson County. Seems to be a little bit unusual based on your experience and your history with the emergency managers. What would you say about these last couple of events?
It's definitely been different than in the past before. We're starting to see more activity in the lovely East Tennessee. So, everybody just staying prepared and, keeping up with East Tennessee weather is going to be your best notification along with the NOAA weather radio. So just any way you can get warnings and watches sent to your phone to give you early notification is the best way to be.
So are any of the trees blocking any major roads? Is it going to be a major problem for folks heading off to work and school tomorrow?
From what we've been told, no, a lot of it's your side streets, Edgemore Road, Raccoon Valley, Skyline Drive area. It's in some of the neighborhoods. Nothing on the like 25W or Charles Severs Boulevard or anything like that.
And no major flooding reports being reported?
I think just the general low line areas in our county,
Yeah.
nothing major.
Awesome. Well, I do appreciate you so much. Thanks for tuning in and giving us that report to kind of wrap things up here tonight. I suppose you probably got to get off.
We were gonna try to call you before the storms got here, but it got here a little quicker and you got busy, and we definitely did not want to interrupt you trying to push all the warnings and updates out to the citizens.
Well, I appreciate it, but anytime you ever want to join the broadcast, you just chime in and click that link, and you're welcome anytime, my friend.
No problem, Mike. Have a good evening. We appreciate all you do.
All right, buddy. I appreciate you as well. Have a good night.
You see.
All right, that's Josh Queener. So he's with the Anderson County Emergency Managers, him and Bryce Kidwell, and they do a great job keeping their community up to date and safe, as emergency managers do. And all of the emergency managers are all over every county of East Tennessee. It takes a village to really perform severe weather coverage, whether that be folks like me, diving into the radar and giving you all the updates, to the National Weather Service issuing the watches and warnings, to the Storm Prediction Center on the big scale level, all the way down to the micro scale. And, of course, the emergency managers, the law enforcement, and anybody taking care of our community. Thank you so much for being on top of your game here tonight. Thank you for joining me here tonight and trusting in my abilities to keep you and your family and your community safe. I do so much appreciate that. I can't thank you enough for that. And, listen, one thing that you could do for me, if you don't mind, is if you don't have the East Tennessee Weather app, download it tonight. Listen, this is not going to be our first and our last severe weather event. We've got numerous more ahead of us in the coming days, weeks, and months, and years ahead. And East Tennessee Weather's not going anywhere, and nor is the app. And I can't stress enough. I mean, listen, it's great to have the chat on social media because I can see everything that you're firing away. I can add you to the chat, which I've been doing all night long. And so I love that platform. I love being able to do that. But I just want you to know, if Facebook were to die tomorrow, where would you come? So make sure you download the East Tennessee Weather app. Scan that QR code in the bottom right-hand side of the screen. Just log on to easttnweather.com. The app is a very robust weather app. If you don't have it, you'll get lightning data when lightning push alert when lightning's within 15 miles of your location, which is great. Think about the summertime thunderstorms that just randomly pop up in the summertime. I mean, you get one strong severe thunderstorm and everybody else is seeing sunny skies, but you want to be notified about that. And of course, you'll get push notifications when storms are approaching. You'll get watches and warnings from the National Weather Service. And I've had reports of saying, hey, listen, yours is like literally one of the first apps that actually gets the push alert sent to it. I can't confirm or nor deny that. I'm just saying this is from the people in the public. Plus live severe weather coverage and your daily forecast weather updates. And if you've not seen it yet, I do a 1 minute with Witcher. I know a lot of you don't want to watch your traditional 3 to 5 minute forecast anymore, which we really never got on TV anyways. But I can do that because I can do expansive, long form coverage of big events. And so that's where the full forecast comes in with the East Tennessee Weather app or online at easttnweather.com. But that 1 minute with Witcher is going to be a wealth of weather information for you. A quick, simple, easy. It's shot vertically. We're also used to social media and scrolling through social media anyways. That's what that's intended for. So make sure you check that out. Also remember that I do partner with, I think I'm going on 17 radio stations here around East Tennessee. 17 radio stations, from country to bluegrass to gospel to Christian to talk to sports to oldies. So maybe you might hear me on some of these radio stations. And I can't stress enough that if you see or need anybody that you've seen as an advertisement on the screen here tonight, give them a call. Let them know that you saw their advertisement on East Tennessee Weather platforms. It really just lets them know that the money that they're spending with me to help keep this business up and running is going to a good cause, because you see it on the screen and you end up using them because you saw it on the screen. Hey, listen, my friends, we still have one severe thunderstorm warning left. The storm is really dying down, I would imagine. Let's see, this expires at 11:30. It's 11:26. So the National Weather Service is just going to let this expire. The rain is slowly coming to an end. If you want to stick with me, I'll give you a quick forecast for the day tomorrow. We still have the tornado watch, of course, that's in place, but will likely get expire here very, very soon. I will give you a silver lining to the forecast. Let me just give you a little forecasting updates because I do actually have to do a forecast update here now that we're over with the show. I have to update some radio, and I have to update all the other East Tennessee weather platforms before I wrap up my night. But I will say that morning low temperatures tonight are going to drop into the 60s. It's going to be a mild, muggy start today. Depending on how much the clouds clear tonight, depends on how much fog we have tomorrow morning. We actually could have some patchy, dense fog developing early tomorrow morning. But we're going to climb back to the 70s and low 80s. So we're going to see a nice average Wednesday. It's hump day. Hey, and by the way, you remember that old Ed Rupp guy from the old TV station? Guess what platform he's on now? Mine. Every Wednesday morning, Ed Rupp joins us on the program for Hump Day, and Debbie can take her shower. So we're going to top out in the 70s on Wednesday as we look ahead on your rain chances. Dry air settles on in. Beautiful weather Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday, probably not going to see much. Sunday into Monday, notice I only have a 30 to 40% chance of rain right now. Probably going to elevate that as we get closer to the event. It is Memorial Day weekend, the unofficial start to summer, by the way, and usually my birthday weekend, but not this year. My birthday's the following weekend. It is my son's birthday tomorrow, so we're going to wish him a happy birthday tonight, and I'll see him tomorrow morning as well, which is always going to be a great thing. Love to see that kid celebrate a birthday. Yeah, my wife's over here been blowing up balloons. If you could just see half the balloons that she's blown up while I'm doing severe weather coverage, because we've always done a waterfall balloon thing where he opens the door and all the balloons, a balloon what? Avalanche. A balloon avalanche. Anyways, hey, I digress. Anyways, dew points drop into the 40s Friday and Saturday. That is going to feel refreshing. Absolutely refreshing. And when you look at your 7-day forecast, not a bad one, hey? 79 degrees tomorrow, so still, that's average. Average high for this time of year is 80. Then we're going to be trending about 10 degrees below average Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday, we start to come back up. Dew points and the humidity starts to increase, and that's going to help to fire off some showers and thunderstorms, probably on Memorial Day Monday, maybe late Sunday night, or even early or through the day on Monday. So something to kind of keep in mind if you have outdoor plans for Memorial Day weekend. And other than that, a solid weather pattern is on the way. Let's get rid of these storms for a little bit longer. Oh, I tell you what. There we go. Now you can't see the balloon avalanche over there. The balloon avalanche. Hey, again, don't forget to scan the QR code in the bottom right-hand side of the screen. Go smash and subscribe to that YouTube button. It really helps to populate the platform. The more people that populate the platforms, the more advertisers. Listen, not the more advertisers that we can get, the more these advertisers will realize that we are in a good spot, and they need to be advertising with us, just like these guys right here. If for some reason your fence got knocked down, give North Knox Fence a call. Got to take your kids to the hospital. Children's Hospital is a huge advertiser of East Tennessee weather as well. And all of them are. And new coming to the market in the next couple of weeks. So, anyways, you'll see them on the East Tennessee weather platforms. This is East Tennessee weather when you want it. I'm here for you every single day. Thanks for sticking with me tonight. We sure hope you have a great night. Be safe, be kind to each other. As I always say, life is short. And I'll see you back here for Wake Up with Witcher starting off at 6 o'clock in the morning. I got to go to bed. And so do you. Say goodnight, Janelle. Have a good night, my friends. We'll see you back here tomorrow on our good old Wednesday Hump Day. See you then.